Good morning, gearheads. Happy Sunday morning.
Hey, bro, do you need any help with this? I don't got much to do.
No, shut up, you non-talent drunkard. This is Aaron's World Now. Speaking of which, I came today to claim what is rightfully mine. You know I live and breathe the Beggy monster. I am he and he is me. We will not be separated by this blind mic. What the hell is a blind mic anyway? You can go to blindmike.net to find out, because I sure the hell would like to know.
Can I help with the end part? I really need something to do.
Shut up! My world. My end part. And now the man who will give me back my Beggy monster, or else. Go ahead, Tom.
Blind Mike Geary!
It is sad.
Good morning.
What's happening? The fuck is going on?
It's fast.
Well, good to have Craig back, huh, everyone?
Rusty.
Jesus Christ. That's what a good friend Craig is to HACKRIDE. Right out of the gates, he has everyone miss him. Casey Day, I'm sorry.
Yeah, who's HACKRIDE? We don't remember.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great.
You sure?
I can't wait to see what this is about.
Everything cool? I don't want to piss you off.
Oh God, what did I do?
Just know I'm here for you, man. Hey,
Yeah.
if you need to talk,
Mhm.
it's all good. Just let me know.
I will.
I haven't done anything to bother you.
No, never.
Okay, well then that makes this somewhat interesting. Go to our text exchange. I believe our most recent text exchange from the wee hours of Friday morning, if you could.
Yes.
Could you read what I sent you?
Can you upload the audio from Wednesday to the Patreon?
That's cool, right?
Yeah.
Not pissing you off or anything?
Correct.
Okay. Then I had another message.
And if you could set the premiere when you get a chance as well.
Was that too harsh?
No.
Okay. And read your response.
Yes to both. I should have it done soon.
Was that anything else? Well, hold on. Were you afraid to express your true feelings to me in that message? Was there any passive aggression or anything that maybe I wasn't picking up on?
This is truly what I'm stumped on.
We'll get there. Just answer the questions.
No.
Hey, I'm sorry, buddy. Answer them honestly.
Yeah.
However you're feeling, man, is fine by me. I don't want to, be too hard on you.
Yeah.
Is that the end of the exchange?
Yes. You sent thumbs up.
Okay. Did you take that as me, thumbs up, pussy? Was I being...
No, you often use thumbs up.
Okay, all right. So you have no problems with that exchange there.
No.
It's very interesting, because I received a message a few hours later, and I'm lightly paraphrasing, but you know my memory well enough to know that I'm nailing the key points here.
Yep.
I received a message a few hours later that read, "Hey man, just keep in mind, Craig was separated from his family this year. The holidays can be tough on all of us. A little grace around this time would be appreciated. Just my 2 cents."
Who sent that?
That was apparently your caretaker, Casey Day. Did you express to him that I was livid about the audio not getting up or something?
No.
I read that, and I didn't know what it was about. I responded, "What?"
Was he just making a joke?
No, because he's like, I know Craig missed this deadline, and he's going to catch a lot of grief for it.
Oh. Like,
I don't... What deadline? I had no idea what he was talking about.
I don't either.
Okay, so you didn't run to him and say, "Mike's being mean to me," or anything.
Mike asked me to upload something. He's a dickhead.
I'm only 2 days late. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I did find out later that he goes back and forth between texting me and messaging me on Twitter. I suggest just text me because I don't often see the Twitter DMs.
Interesting. Okay. Well, he's looking out for you because something I did led him to believe I was giving you a good spanking. I don't know where that came from. He's like a little grace. And this is probably just me, but I read it as like, hey, take your foot off the gas a little, pal. Ease up on the poor guy.
If you put a gun to my head to guess who that was, I would have probably said like box eating dad or something.
A little grace around the holidays.
Yeah.
Like he thinks I'm showing up at your house on Christmas. Where's your family, pussy? Where is everyone, huh?
They're all gone.
I'm filming. I'm like, you see what he does? All right. So as long as we're cool, that's all that really matters to me.
Oh yeah.
Thank God.
After
Thank God.
you're like, all right, this section, I'm like, okay. And I read it and I was like, what is the issue?
All right. Well, welcome everyone. I have to mention this apparently. Even though they did not send people over today, I do appreciate my good friends at OJ in the Morning, OJ and Cardiff Electric, mostly Cardiff. I appreciate what they do to send people over here every week. That's very kind of them. Apparently, according to OJ, I don't stop my show enough to mention that. He was upset about that this morning. He didn't blame me, to be fair. He goes, whoever runs his chat is an asshole because they don't tell Mike that I've sent people over.
Well,
so,
if they super chatted that they came from there, I would tell you.
This is so this is me giving OJ credit. Thank you. You're a great man, maybe the greatest. I appreciate you. I can't think of a better lead-in than OJ in the Morning.
Corb is here, said sent me.
Well, then everyone make sure you credit OJ in the comments, and I'll read every one of them. I won't. I'm lying, just so you know ahead of time. But no, Cardiff was very funny this morning. I think OJ might be a tough guy to improv with.
Yeah.
Believe me, Cardiff, I know the feeling. But Cardiff goes...
What am I supposed to do with that?
Cardiff goes...
I thought stuttering MJ was pretty good, if you ask me.
That was fun. Cardiff goes... he goes, I do have a bone to pick with that HACKRIDE guy.
Uh-oh.
He goes, Shuli's been doing this unpackaging Eric coverage. And he goes, and all of a sudden this HACKRIDE guy pops up with unboxing Eric. And OJ goes, huh, okay. And Cardiff's like, yep, HACKRIDE is stealing from Shuli. Like really just trying to get a reaction out of him. And OJ goes, that's crazy. I thought HACKRIDE's been doing that for a while. And Cardiff's like, nope, stole it from Shuli. And OJ's like, who even cares, though? And Cardiff's like, God damn it.
That's very funny.
It was very funny. So go check out Unboxing Eric. I assume they're doing a show tonight.
They're not doing it anymore. They're doing unboxing the Jesus twins, I think.
Well, they do that for members, but I think they still do Eric stuff, no?
I haven't seen any. Maybe if DJ Electra's in the chat, maybe she can enlighten us.
I think you're wrong. I think this is more your sabotage. But
I don't think so. I saw they did an unboxing Artie Lang. They did Jesus twin. A whole bunch of goodies.
Okay. Well, and then last but not least, go support everyone. Tell everyone how great they are. And then if you have any time left, go to blindmike.net. We appreciate you guys checking out all the links there. Subscribe right now, wherever you're listening to this, wherever you get podcasts. If you're on YouTube, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed. And tap the bell so you know exactly when we're going live. We were live the other day. A surprise show of sorts. So sometimes we'll do that. So make sure you turn your notifications on for us. And become a member on Patreon or YouTube. We appreciate that. You get early access and bonus content.
Unboxing Eric is tonight, and HACKRIDE's mad at me. So
yeah, they were on last week. So I figured.
Good. I thought he stopped doing it.
You see, Hacker, when you support this guy, he always knifes you in the back immediately. So don't come to me and tell me about Grace.
I promoted 2 other shows he did instead of just the Unboxing Eric. It's pretty good, ask me. Now all 3 are getting promotion.
All right. Speaking of people, I think on this channel who deserve promotion.
Oh, yeah.
We'll start with David Collins, huh?
I think so.
David Collins has caused a real ruckus.
Yeah,
Good for David for kicking up some dust here, because he is. There's been a chain of events here that has caused Ray to go after our friend David Collins and our other good friend Tom Myers, two friends of the program. So I don't really care about Ray DeVito. I know a lot of people cover him, but I'm going to step in here and defend my guys. You don't go after Tom Myers and David Collins and think I'm not going to have something to say about it, you know?
that's right. Yeah, we're going to devote some time to this one.
Yeah. So Casey Day sent me this the other day. It's Chad Zumach and Kevin Brennan talking about David. And so if you watch a David Collins 30-minute half-hour show, this appeared a few months ago. Personally, I wouldn't have done this, but David has his reasons, which we'll get to, I'm sure. A statement has been sent, so we will get to that. But let's just hear Chad and Kevin, because I think they explain the scenario a little bit.
This guy, David Collins, recorded Ray before they started a podcast, and Ray starts saying a lot of revealing things, which we'll cover on the Ray DeVito show, but we can cover it now. Oh, here it is.
Video. I should have asked that later in the show.
All right, press pause real quick.
So set it up. So what is this?
So this guy, David Collins, had Ray on his podcast, and this is the pre-interview, or the podcast hasn't started. He does a little commentary on what's going on.
I like that Chad thinks it's a pre-interview, like he's on Letterman. Ray, why don't you tell us? Any vacations recently? What have you been up to?
Honestly, couldn't speak higher of David.
And his lawyer and everything.
David Collins is a Cleveland comic.
I've never heard of him.
That's what's interesting about this clip.
Who's this guy standing up? Is that the guy from Cumtown? He has the same mustache. Nick
I don't know, but he's doing commentary on what's going on.
It's Nick Mullen, Kevin.
It's just constant compliments for David right now.
He's got a mustache. He's kind of a genius, but he doesn't work that hard.
Knows I was recording him, but
this is the guy who's talking. The guy who's standing up. He's doing a voiceover for his own recording.
Yeah, he's doing a narration for what's going on, saying Ray knows I'm recording him. I don't know why he's insisting on saying this.
I will say, so my take on it, if David gave a shit about my opinion, I would say I wouldn't release it just because Ray's an idiot.
Right.
Ray, you could say he knew he was being recorded, but clearly he didn't want that out there. He kept saying, so I think it's a little shitty of David to release it, but also like, hey, he got attention for his show, you know? I'm sure, like I said, he has his reasons. But I would say to Ray, why are you saying this to a stranger?
No shit.
If you don't want it out there. If your whole life is getting trolled by, or even if it's not, by the way. Like the first time I was on David Collins' show, I wasn't revealing my deepest secrets to him.
You're just trying to get through to him at all.
Yeah. But so to Ray, why are you just ranting about this to a complete stranger who is recording, like who you know, even if he's not recording you yet, the intention is to record your conversation together. So why are you just like, hey, here's some things I really don't want out there. What's your name again?
Yeah. Chat, who do you think's in the wrong?
Yeah, it's a gray area, but I'm going to blame mostly Ray because again, you have to know. It's like remember Tom Brenneman said some words into a hot mic.
Yes, he did.
You know, I like to think we all as a society can be adults and be like, I thought he was who really gives a shit. But the blame is on Tom Brenneman. He knows there's a microphone in the room. What the fuck are you doing?
There's a mic in front of you. Always assume it's hot.
Yes, exactly. So I do blame mostly Ray. But, you know, both have blood on their hands here in this very important feud.
See how uninterested I am in this? He continues to divulge this information that he insists doesn't want recorded.
Legal, and I have a lawyer. I can't talk about that, but that's going to...
Oh, this is David Collins. He's an Iowa comic, and he does shows with Blind Mike.
Oh, that's the guy he drove out to Iowa. You know that club in Iowa?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But so Ray,
how is that a notable?
Shows.
He said your name.
Oh, that's a guy that went to Iowa. Yes, he lives there. How did that trigger Chad's memory to be like, oh, now I know him?
Yeah, and Kevin was like, oh yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So it worked for both of them, I guess.
Oh, right. Oh, he lives in Iowa and went to a club in Iowa. I thought he was just the guy who lived there. I didn't realize he went to the comedy club.
And after shows literally in a green room. This is literally a green room. And Ray's trying to get sympathy from this blind Mike wannabe.
Yeah, and this blind Mike.
Hold on a second. I'll defend my pal David. Just because he's on my show doesn't mean he wants to be me.
How the tables have turned with how Kevin talks about you, though.
You just want to be blind Mike. Everyone's reaching to be blind Mike.
This Ray's just throwing it at him. So he's like, let's go with it.
Gotta vape. The dark glasses, the hat backwards, and vaping. This guy's got it
That
all.
is so blind Mike.
That's what I always say.
Saying this directly, but I think this guy's just getting taken advantage of by a lawyer.
Which is true, by the way. Here's the other thing. I think, like, as I said, I wouldn't have necessarily done it, but to defend David, it's not a real it's a who gives a fuck. Ray wants to sue a guy on YouTube.
Right.
It's not like a real thing. Like David gave out personal information. Ray is like, hey, a guy on YouTube makes fun of me, and I want to take him to court for it.
Sounds awful
So
familiar.
that is, I didn't really take that into consideration when I was like, I wouldn't have done this. It's not that big a deal that David did it. You know, if
Right.
he wanted to be friends with Ray DeVito, he lost his trust. But like, at the end of the day, he exposed a guy for being like, yeah, I'm going to sue Penis Wrinkle or whoever.
David had a problem with Ray for a long time leading up to this.
It's been a constant battle with these two. Yeah.
Nights on Broadway.
KB, do you fuck with this Dave Collins dude or nah?
I thought that was genius.
Who's asking that?
Yeah, that was.
NJ Ranger 201.
I didn't really want to know.
Oh, sorry.
Are we allowed to like David Collins, Kevin? What do you say? Do you fuck with him or nah? I don't know. Kevin just found out who he was 30 seconds ago.
Great. I'm saying, and the fact that he's sitting there with a guy who has no respect for him, this fucking blind Mike wannabe.
Why does he keep saying that?
Take the compliment, Mike.
Yeah, thank you. It's very kind. I do think Kevin's a little, and I'm actually not saying this insulting. I want to say it the proper way. I think he's like mentally challenged. I think something happened in the last few years. Because now when you watch him, like he's just yelling and repeating himself and saying things that don't make any sense.
An IED
So I worry about
explosion.
some sort of brain damage. What's that?
It's an IED explosion.
Yeah, I worry there's some kind of brain damage there or something. I don't know. But then when you see him like with Kumia, he's coherent and can put together. So maybe he just needs people around him that aren't equally retarded. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, Ramrod in the chat says show title Blind Mike Wannabe.
yes, yeah, definitely.
What's that make blind Mike if he's a blind Mike?
I don't know.
I think they have that backwards. I think it's supposed to be a slam on me, but it's supposed to be like, how low is this guy if he's a blind Mike wannabe? You don't go, what does that make blind Mike? You could be a Donald Trump wannabe and no one knows who you are. It doesn't make any sense.
That's right.
But I appreciate the boys mentioning me and David Collins, but it sparked this fury in Tom Myers. I guess Tom Myers has been getting kicked around by Ray DeVito for some time. Now, I listened to my good buddy Cardiff and my buddy Carl talk about this, and I have to add something that I think they're missing. Ray struck first. Ray drew first blood, which
Yeah.
is, as we all know, is very important. Ray has been shitting on Tom Myers. They were watching these clips going like, who does Tom Myers think he is, thinking he's cool all of a sudden? Like, who's Tom Myers to make fun of another comedian? Tom Myers has been kicked around for years. Is
Yeah.
he never supposed to strike back?
I think Ray thinks this is the only person he could get away with doing that too.
That's exactly right. I looked at it more as Ray thinking he was better than Tom Myers, which to me is equally hilarious, because at least I think Ray has maybe technically done more in comedy.
You think?
We're having a real tallest midget race here. But, but like, I think Ray, like, he might have a Comedy Central credit or something like that. I think he's headlined at actual clubs. I'm not positive. meaning like shows he's not putting on himself.
Mhm.
But I gotta say, Tom has much more of a following
For sure.
for his stand-up.
For
I
sure.
don't think it's close.
Yeah,
Long hit
I don't
transplant. Name one Ray DeVito joke like that.
I don't think anyone's driving 10 hours to see Ray DeVito.
You're goddamn right. I'm not. And I'd do it in a heartbeat for my buddy Tom Myers. So I think what you're seeing is rage, and Tom ends up crushing Ray DeVito. I don't think it was. I'm scoring this at home. I don't think it was close. I don't have a ton of clips. I think we only have 2.
Yep.
Because a lot of them, Tom gets talked over on that. But Kevin's yelling, and you can barely hear him, so all the mics cut out. So I don't have a ton, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I think Tom destroys Ray in this. So right out of the gate, this Franklin Sheckler guy is the guy that Ray is afraid of, that David Collins exposed. So this is Ray coming on the podcast, and Tom nails him immediately.
Ray, I do have all due seriousness, I have a suggestion. If you want someone who can help you get more views, I got a great name for you. Franklin Sheckler.
Oh, Tommy.
Good point.
He does great videos.
Okay,
I'm not, if that name comes up, I'm not going to talk about. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, run away, Ray. Sorry.
Wah.
I like Tom in the driver's seat. Hey, bitch. You scared of Franklin Sheckler? Now, I heard Tom say things like, Ray, why don't you handle this Franklin Sheckler guy the way I handled Nick Mullen? Like, embrace it. I won't point anyone to an interview we did with Tom Myers that contradicts that entirely. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say Tom is correct.
Yes.
You should embrace it. He didn't argue with me for 20 minutes about how he would never embrace Nick Mullen. So good for Tom. And then, like, there's times, excuse me, there's times where there's like a lull, and Tom will just go, Ray, have you even seen tits before? Like, he is bullying Ray DeVito here.
That's hilarious.
So there's one more, and I think this is where he mentions David Collins, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Ray, remember when you goofed on David Collins for doing Norman and he got you back by recording you talking about Sheckler? You really are a fucking maroon. And he gave you $1,500. How stupid you think he feels?
I say, by the way, I don't think David Collins, like, I don't even think the voice is doing Mark Normand.
No.
I don't think that's Mark Normand at all. I think that's what, like, a simple man might think if you hear David Collins.
Who gave Ray $1,500?
I assume not David.
If David gave him $1,500, I might rethink a lot.
I can't imagine. I can't. I think there's context that got cut out there. Kevin's very obsessed with money, so he's not paying attention to anything Tom or Ray says.
Okay.
But no, so like, I don't think he's trying to be Mark Normand. I guess the voice might be similar, but he's not doing Mark's act.
Well, as we talked about, they like have a farm system in New York, Mark and Joe, and they just hear people on the street. If they hear David, I don't think they're necessarily grabbing him.
I don't think it's the same. Maybe I'm wrong, but Ray would know better than me.
Imagine if there's a Mrs. Imagine if there's a Mrs. Rapey Ray. She's like, why are you giving this clown money?
Yeah, that's it was fucked up. He recorded me without my knowledge, and yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Oh, Ray!
Even Kevin's like, I can't spin this for you, sir.
Kevin just yelling over him. Great broadcasting.
Yeah.
But Ray, there was a microphone in front of you. Again, is it shitty of your best friend David Collins to have released that audio? Sure. Is it shitty for some stranger to do? Like, it's not that crazy to be like, hey, I went on a podcast, I talked a bunch of shit while the mics were on, and the guy released it. Can you believe it?
Brother JP says that chatter that said that gave him $1,500 last year.
I figured, yeah. I figured
Okay.
something like that.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Me for fucking doing
Yeah,
this show.
clearly. No, you're a fucking dummy for believing that you're recorded in a
Get him, Tom!
Ray is so mad.
How great is it having Tom in that seat?
Oh, it's what I've always wanted.
I've never heard Tom like that, where he's like, "You fucking dummy." Alpha Tom, I like it.
I get it. You're used to not doing real podcasts. I get that. So for you, I know
Shut up, Ray.
Recorder as a podcast for you. I get it.
My own show, Ray.
I understand, but no.
Ray.
Normally, when I do this, who did Mr. Ray? Be Mr. Ray give you $1,500 or me? So I'm already doing $1,500 better than you. So don't worry about it. Just worry about your safety glasses and keep them on. Keep safe.
Nice.
Nice, Ray, when I
Ray, did you goof on David Collins for doing Mark Norman's show?
No, he's literally doing Mark Norman on stage, and I told him.
I gotta say, I've seen David Collins. I think that's not understanding what Mark Norman does. Like David kind of does anti-comedy with some of this. Like he walks out on stage and goes, "Oh, I didn't see you there." Like that's not what Mark Norman does at all. Mark Norman has like an act. He has jokes.
If anything,
David's more like Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, or Heidecker or something like that.
Right. Like I don't see Mark Norman at all. I think Ray's just kind of simple, and he's like, "Oh, both guys talk like old-timey carnival barkers."
Doing like a lot of new comics start off doing. He's not doing his jokes, but he's doing his voice and mannerisms. And hey, I'm like, you're doing Mark Norman. Just
Good
ahead
for
of
him, but he recorded you. Mark Norman never did that. That's original.
It is. I thought it was a little, when David Collins walks out and goes, "My father's gay," comedy. I was like, "Oh, that's a little much." But
yeah, but he'd be like, "Delicious. I'm gay."
I'm gay.
a tip from David Collins.
Shut up.
He's doing an actual comedian. You should as well. You should be doing a comedian.
Get him, Tom.
Oh my God.
By the way, that's the brotherhood sticking together. That's a couple of Blind Mike Project adjacent guys, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if you recall, like, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, we were going over this clip of Ray being an absolute cocksucker to Tom.
Oh, that does sound familiar, yeah.
Like talking down to him and shit. So now he's
that's what I mean. That's what I think people may have forgotten, that are like, why is Tom being a cocky asshole here? Ray was a dick to him for no reason, which, like, listen, I'll admit this. I may have made fun of Tom's stand-up at one point or another.
Wow, that's big of you.
I know. But it is funny, like, when you're Ray DeVito I think there's a difference in tone. Like, I think I can make fun of Tom Myers and still have the conversation that we had. Whereas Ray, like, has this arrogance. Like, you shouldn't even be talking to me, Tom. How dare, we're not in the same class. Where it's like, no. The reason we know who either of you are is because people have very similar thoughts about the two of you.
Right.
Tom was teaching him. He's like, Ray, why don't you put your albums on Spotify? Make money off of them. And Tom was trying to school him on how to make money in the business. And this is, again, people were laughing at Tom for this. I thought it was actually funny. He goes, maybe someday you'll make 3 figures on a gig. People were like, oh, does Tom think $100 is a lot of money? And I was like, no, I think that's the point. He's roasting Ray.
Yes, that was a joke, people.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Go ahead, Ray.
You might actually get gigs that pay him the triple.
Oh, there you go. We haven't cut him off, though, but
they cut him off. They kicked him out.
Yeah, they don't respect the G. I gotta say, Tom is the funniest comedian on that show. In the video we're seeing. I don't think it's close.
Hands down.
So yeah, I saw my boy Tukey dive a little deeper into that yesterday. I think Carl did as well. So go to them if you want more Ray DeVito Tom coverage. But I just thought it was funny. Like I like the Blind Mike Brotherhood sticking together. Tom knows I got to defend my guy David Collins here against this maniac Ray DeVito.
Well, I have a extremely long statement from David.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick too, there's a message to HACKRIDE. The way the Chad Zumach clips were cut, perfect. All you need that little swoosh in the middle to differentiate them. Perfect.
There's a bunch of ping pong balls falling. It was nice.
Damn it. I didn't know
quick.
that.
It was quick.
all right, I'm fine with
quick. This is the statement from David Collins. My statement. This was in the spirit of Christmas last Sunday night. As part of our live end-of-year review, we included a clip of Ray DeVito. That clip has since been clipped, circulated, and played on a few reaction channels.
Oh, David, there was also in a video David posted a few months ago, though.
Right.
The episode he had Ray DeVito on, which is pretty funny.
To clear up any concerns, legally, we are in a one-party consent state. Regardless of that, there is no...
David, I've heard that doesn't matter. If Ray flies to California and finds Stuttering John's lawyer, you still might be in trouble with the FBI, my friend.
Also, he knew you were recording, so that doesn't even matter.
True.
Regardless of that, there is no exception of privacy when you're holding a microphone and surrounded by recording devices.
Expectation, I assume.
What did I say?
Exception.
Yes, expectation. Sorry. We showed the clip and talked about it because it was funny. I had not anticipated it being noticed in the way that it was. I don't follow this Ray saga closely and had no idea that what he was talking about was answering so many questions for others.
I wonder if that's true or not, but all right.
Providing for them a late Christmas present. I felt it was right to show the footage for the following reasons. In the clip, Ray is talking about...
How long is this?
I told you it's very long. I'm halfway done almost.
Oh my God, all right.
In the clip, Ray is talking about a lawsuit. One of two things is happening. Either he is threatening a lawsuit on someone who is making funny videos online and attempting to parlay that into some sort of boost to his career.
Right.
Not to mention his conniving political spin. Or he is threatening fake lawsuits. That's my opinion. While he was in Iowa, he was nice enough. You can't believe a word of his, and he's constantly attempting to remind you of bigger names he claims to rub elbows with. Telling us all about the fancy phone numbers he has. A real coastal elite. The most recent clip I was sent of Ray on the subject, he was saying very rude things about my comedy and also claiming I do, quote, Mark Normand impression, end quote, while on stage. Both of these things can easily be refuted by watching David Collins' 30-minute half-hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
End of statement.
Well, David, we support you, buddy. Like I said, I'm actually totally convinced. When I started this, I was like, I wouldn't have released it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just kind of like, fuck Ray. He knew there's a microphone in front of him.
So that was how I was feeling, and I knew by the end of this I was going to be on team fuck Ray.
Yeah. David, you fully turned me around. I'm sorry for even doubting you for a second. I've fully turned around by the end of this. I hope you didn't turn this off in anger, but I support you, brother.
All right, should we get some super chats?
Why not?
Box Eating Dad, $2. 4 Vermilion Mask. What did they say at first rodeo?
What?
That's all it says.
Oh, it seems like a setup to a joke.
Oh. Cameo Blind Mike, $5. The David Collins Discord is saying that you have added him to Blind Mike Project to control and diminish him. What say you?
I've added him to... I don't even understand.
Wasn't that like the thing that we were holding him down because the streams have been all fucked?
Oh, yes.
By the way,
I wanted him here so I could censor what he was saying.
I have yet to tell you this. 2 weeks in a row, Wednesday has been a holiday.
Yeah.
And I assume there's not going to be a show on Christmas morning.
Oh, you're why.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, so he just decided, I guess he retired.
No, that was my fault.
I thought he just started doing it on his channel.
No, Christmas morning, and I couldn't get it up. I couldn't get to the computer. Yep, clip that. I couldn't get to the computer. And then
that's usually such a joyous day for you. All the kids are so excited.
Yeah, and then New Year's Day, I was up late. I slept late. I woke up to a text from him that said, Craig, or something along the lines of Happy New Year. And I said Happy New Year back, not realizing he'd called me twice at like 6:30.
Oh, David, I'm sorry. Let me know. I apologize about that, David.
But we're back.
I was like, I guess he's just stopped doing them.
Nope, that was my fault. My fault.
Okay. Because I saw he was doing them on his channel. I was like, maybe he just wants to grow his channel, which is also fine, David. If you feel That's better. Just let me know. But I apologize for Craig's.
Oh no,
the Craig Accountability Task Force on that one.
Yeah, he tried twice, but by the time I was like available, it was too late.
Okay.
But I just assumed he wasn't doing Christmas morning, at least.
Oh, I knew he was because I'm a listener to David Collins, Drive Time David Collins.
I never catch the whole thing. I'm usually dropping kids off at school. My own kids.
Yeah,
my own kids.
Yeah. Make sure they're not late so they aren't questioned by anyone.
That's right. Tickle Me Tukey, $5. OJ sent me. Well, actually, I show up on my own now. Great show and sexy voice.
Well, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you, OJ, for all that you've done for me.
Joe from Virginia, $2. Have a great show, boys. Thanks for everything.
Hey, J37shop.com. Thank you, Joe.
Pat Ford, $2. Good morning to all those missing the Duke. He needs help so much.
He's a strange guy.
He really is.
A dark, strange man. He sent me a clip this morning. It's kind of like remember when you were a kid and you'd go to a ball game and say you go to your first Red Sox game out here or something, and you want to record the game because you're like, what if they show me on TV for a second?
Yeah.
That was Pat Ford's message to me this morning, where he sends me a clip of Rob Saul not even talking about me. So someone super chatted my name and he read it and moved on immediately. And Pat Ford's like, look, you've really made it. Rob Saul said your name.
Person McPeoples, $5. Casey Day is just on edge because Oregon got killed in the playoff. Go Bucks.
Hey, we don't mention that.
I had to read it. They paid.
I understand.
Suburban Tug Time, $2. We all think you were a little hard on Craig.
I was like, first of all, when I got the message, I was like, what is this about? And then when I realized, I was like, did I say something nasty?
Whiskey Dick, €5. Super tip. Text in Tom's voice only or reverence maybe. What's stopping you, Mike?
Huh?
It's on the screen. I read it like it reads.
Okay,
All right. Let's see. Kraut Cat, $5. Sent a super sticker. Thank you.
Thank you.
At a theater near me, $5. I'm sure this is gonna be fun. Please fix the sizing of the videos to stop cutting off Blind Mike Project at the top, Craig. This never happens when HACKRIDE produces.
Why do you do that?
It's just the way StreamYard is.
Not when. Well, it's different when Casey Day is here.
Well, he doesn't use StreamYard.
Oh, really giving away how the sausage is made, huh?
Yes. Rock Orb 2002, $5. Tom Myers went so alpha, I think his hair is actually growing back.
I loved it.
It was great.
Tom strutting through the hallways. That would be great. Tom doing like a George Costanza. He just starts wearing a toupee.
I don't know if this is already a nickname for Tom Myers, but it should be if it isn't. A Queef in the Night, $5. Salute to the hitman of Havre de Grace.
Ooh, I love that.
It's fantastic. Drunk Engineer, $5. Wait, are you saying Ray doesn't understand how comedy works? I'm shocked.
No, I would never say something like that. But it is, that to me sounded like a thing. And I always worry about people thinking of this of me on Why You Laughing. It feels like Ray was trying to come up with something to critique. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and like, when you say that, it's like, I guess there's a similarity in their voice, kind of, but not if you think about it for more than a minute. You know what I mean? Like, anyone that kind of has a proper way of talking, you might be like, oh, Mark Normand or Joe List.
I have what it is. They're both dry.
Yes. Yeah, they're both dry. But like, if you watch David's comedy, which I did in David Collins' 30-minute half-hour reality show, it didn't strike me at all as Mark Normand. Like, if you want to say like Andy Kaufman or Zach Galifianakis or something, but I don't see Mark Normand really.
No.
We probably won't get to it today. Ronan Hirschberg had a great roast joke about Mark Normand. He said Mark Normand stays amazingly fit given all the popsicles he eats to get the jokes off the sticks.
Dominic, $2. Tom Myers is a great comedian.
Absolutely. No need for pushback there.
A queef in the night, $2. Ray wishes he could headline Sean Boland's.
Sean Boland's, yeah, absolutely. Or the Havre de Grace Opera House, or wherever the fuck we were.
Adam, $20. Ray is a creep and a menace. All women should be on alert. I don't agree.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I said, start with Craig and work your way down, I say. But
that's right. Nice podcast, stupid. $2. Ray DeVito learned what a cervix is this week.
Tom taught him. Yeah. That was great, because that's always been the talk about Tom. Like, I don't think Tom... No, I'm not saying this for myself. I'm saying Nick Mullen and other people have said, like, they think Tom's a virgin and whatnot. So it was funny to hear Tom be like, you ever even seen tits, Ray, you pussy?
Strangeland 77, $2. Nice liberal hat, Craig.
What do you got?
American flag hat.
Of course.
It may have
right where you stand.
It may have a 45 and a 47 on it.
How do we get comments? Like, if we criticize Rogan, people are like, oh, these liberal Oh, you know what, though? We do get the opposite. Like when we
get all
Jeselnik, so yeah.
Yeah, we get all of it.
But I'm like, just look at Craig. You think I'm a liberal?
It's a real subtle hat. Like, you really need to stare at it to get it, I think.
It's real subtle.
It is.
An American flag.
Yeah. The 45 and the 47 is small.
It is. I've heard, speaking of Joe List, I've heard him say that. He goes, it's impressive. Republicans have owned the flag. Like, they took over the flag.
Yes. If you see an American flag, you're like, I know
that
who
guy's
that
a Republican.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. All right.
Was that it?
That was it.
Well, then let's get to our next topic, shall we? How about Bert Kreischer? The machine. We haven't talked about Bert in a while. I've taken a lot of guff because I've said I don't hate Bert Kreischer.
On podcasts.
When you say that, I don't even hate his stand-up. And when you say that, people are like, what? I can't trust anything you ever say again. It's like, no, I'm just not as angry as you are about him. I enjoy Bert Kreischer at times, less so over the years, probably because of things like this. Because he and Tom have gone out of their way to grow more and more out of touch. If it's a bit, I'm impressed to their commitment. Now, there's nothing here as bad as the timepiece video that we watched.
Oh, my God.
That takes the cake so far. But this is Bert both growing out of touch with who I believe his audience is, and also possibly slightly exaggerating. Now, Bert has a history of doing things that could definitely be lies or exaggerations, but I think these stood out to me as a little different than some of the others. So this is him on Tom Papa's podcast. Tom Papa's been making headlines lately with Jeselnik, and now he's being featured on this show. What a run Tom Papa's had.
And I get called
almost gay.
You know what it is? I'm kind of like what's like a gay entertainer that like Timothy Chalamet. He's not gay.
I don't think so.
Right. But gay guys love him, right? So that's why I am to all
You're
right.
a gay icon. You're a straight gay icon.
I'm a straight gay icon. I have a pretty big, solid gay fan base.
You do?
Hardcore. Bears.
Oh, Bears.
Yeah, are we rolling?
Okay, that's where it piqued my interest because I was like, this is just how he talks?
Yeah, he doesn't even think this.
Off mic, he's just like, I'm kind of a gay icon, Tom. And Tom has to be like, oh, really?
And also, I just want to point out to Ray DeVito, if you're watching, do you notice how he assumed it was rolling? Did you see that?
Right, that's a good point. Yeah, Bert's not going to sue Tom Papa because he wasn't aware he was on.
Yeah.
But this is where Bert gets a little... Here's where I credit Bert, and why I always say I don't mind him is like, if he heard, not that he'll ever hear this, but something like this where people are criticizing these clips, he'll laugh at himself. Hopefully that's still true. I don't know if it gets, the more famous he gets, the less true maybe it gets. But I've always heard him, like, even Crack Amico, like, he's a little soft with that stuff, but he does admit, like, he's like, it hurts my feelings, so I don't love it.
Right.
Like, Crack is definitely in his head with some. I guess at Skankfest, Bert was audibly booing the Crack Amico's 2 Bears, 1 Grave song. So. So I don't think he's cool with all of it. But, like, I think he, unlike Tom, can admit why that statement would come off as douchey.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I
he
actually,
can
I
la-
actually have a really gay fan base.
he can laugh at himself for sure, but he will get hurt.
Yeah, definitely. Which I relate to that.
I think everyone can.
Sure.
Bears. Keep that in.
Bears.
Dude, there's a dude who pulled over. I'm walking over by the
Okay,
bar.
we are about to hear what has to be a lie. Especially based on the follow-up. So go back just a tick here. I want to drink it all in.
Core. Bears.
Oh, Bears.
Yeah, are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Good. Yeah, Bears. Keep that in.
Bears.
Dude, there's a dude who pulled over. I'm walking over by the bar we were at last night. I'm walking on the side street. I just got my glasses fixed.
Yeah.
And and this guy stops his car and he's like, "Yo, I know you, but I don't know you."
Stops his car.
And he,
Like people in Los Angeles. Did he say Los Angeles?
Yeah, I don't know I don't recall if he said where.
Let's say Los Angeles, the second biggest city in the country.
Mm-hmm.
People are just stopping in the streets. Excuse me, sir. It seems impossible, but I'm willing to play along here. My mind's still open.
So, can I play devil's advocate for this story?
Sure.
So, you know the Be a Man guy?
Yeah.
I was walking through Andover with him, and someone legitimately stopped their car in the middle of the street. And
Okay,
jumped
all right.
out.
And Bert's much more famous.
Much
so-
more famous.
Okay, I'll stay with you on that.
goes, "I get sent pictures of you all the time. You're very big in our community, and I know you're a comedian."
Hold on, Craig.
Now I'm kind of losing them.
When they stopped the car, did they know who the Be a Man guy was?
Yes.
Well, that's weird. Because this gentleman has no fucking idea who Bert Kreischer is. But he's like, I just know your essence. I know you as a man. I know that body.
"Don't know who you are." And I said, "My name's Bert." And he goes, "Yes, you are. You are adorable." And I was like, "Thank you." And he goes, "I am very big in the bear culture. And we send pictures of you all the time."
Oh my God.
And I was like, wow. And you know what's
What
so
a
crazy?
compliment.
You know what's even better? Is like now he gets to send me pictures of
Okay.
other comics.
How?
You know he. You know, I don't know.
Exchanged phone numbers?
So I gotta say, I'm gonna play devil's advocate again.
Okay.
My cousin was in Miami, I think last year. He bought Bert a drink, and Bert went out of his way to give him like comp tickets to his show.
But did he give him his phone number?
It's not that surprising to me.
All right, maybe, but it just seems unlikely that a man stops him in the street and says, "I don't know you, but we send pictures to each other of how hot you are."
And I will say the fact that this guy is a gay bear makes it more believable.
It fits. It does fit. I get it. But this guy's like, "Hey, I don't know you, but we all send we, the gays, all send pictures to each other going, look at this piece of ass. And may I have your phone number?" And Bert, who he just goes, "Yeah, here. Text me whenever you want." So now this guy's texting buddies. Let's hear the rest of this.
And go, "Who is this guy?" So the other day he sent me a picture of a guy in a hot tub. And he goes, "He is gorgeous. Tell me you know him." I said, "I do." He goes, "What's his name?" I said, "Sean Patton."
It just feels like something that Bert made up as like a joke about Sean Patton.
Yeah. This
So
guy.
there's just a group that talks about like 3 or 4 comedians and just sends pictures, and they're like, "This guy's hot."
This guy in the chat, it's not a super chat, but he makes a great point that I'm going to read it.
Sure.
He said, "Flattery gets you everywhere with Bert."
Yeah, that's true. But this is why. So, like, to the people that are like, I hate that you like Bert Kreischer. I think, like, if he goes on Legion of Skanks and they brought up this clip or whatever, he would laugh along with them. I think I'm correct in that. And so that's really all you need in my book. You know what I mean? Like a little self-awareness. Whereas with Tom, when people brought up that rant on, was it United Airlines or Delta or whoever it was? To this day, I heard Tom just like a month or two ago still defending that, where he's like, "Oh, I just criticized a woman for not doing her job and everyone loses their minds on the internet." So it's like he doesn't see what's funny about that. I think Bert will at least pretend to see what's funny about it. And to me, that's all you need. Whereas like the guys we make fun of, Aaron Imholt, Stuttering John, Coach HP, these people do not get why they're funny.
Yeah, I will say though too, like Bert, I'm pretty sure has not really changed who he is this whole time. He's always kind of been like this. Where Tom,
Well, there's one clip,
yeah,
that I believe contradicts that we have. So hold on to that and use that defense then.
All right. This is networking.
Oh, this might be it. This is
I think I'm best at. Yeah.
Oh, were you talking? Sorry.
No, it's good. Let's just hear it.
And I'll even go one step further. I am great at introducing people. Yeah, I am really good at it, and for whatever reason, I very much enjoy it. It makes me thrive, and I love telling people who they're about to meet in front of them.
That's why you enjoy it, Bert. You want the glory of being like, I put these two. He's like, I can't figure out why.
You're about to meet Joe Rogan.
He wants the credit for being like, hey, Bert Kreischer introduced me to this person.
It's kind of like when when Kobe passed away. It was kind of, I was like, I got to call people and surprise them with this. You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
I don't really, but okay.
This is Trinidad James. Trinidad James came out with the #1 song, and I love introducing Trinidad James to Stephen Wilson Jr. And I go, now, can I tell you about him? I'm so
oh my God. There are names all over the floor. I can't.
They're spilling out of his pocket.
You've made quite a mess here, Bert. Imagine me, Bert Kreischer, introducing Trinidad James to Stephen Wilson Jr. Can you picture it, Tom? And Tom has to sit there like, okay, that's cool.
If you're ever in Atlanta or Nashville, you need to call him. Right. I'm telling you this. You ready for what I'm doing?
Boy, how nice to. By the way, now Trinidad James is to answer a phone call from this guy. Hey, if you're ever in Atlanta, call him up. Hey. Trinidad's like, he's about to talk, and Bert's like, it's no problem. Don't worry about it.
I got this.
I'm doing you a favor.
I am bummed people trash Hollywood, and I think it's because we don't have the community the way you see in Austin or New York.
Okay, if I may, I would submit just somewhat recent news, P. Diddy. I would say perhaps there's a community of people that are kind of despicable. Or if you want to go, let's take crimes out of it. Let's say Hollywood is probably criticized for doing things like the Imagine video that they did during the pandemic.
The worst video of all time.
Yes. It was so bad that it was the first thing that came to my mind when I heard this.
It will be there forever.
I was like, no, that's why people criticize Hollywood. It's because they're phony. They preach to you and do not practice as such. Yet Bert is like, why do we? I guess Bert is I just saw him on New Year's Eve. He was on the Netflix football broadcast. I guess he is entrenched in Hollywood at this point. I don't think of comics in that way for whatever reason. I think of comics as kind of outside that group, even the most successful. I think the ones that want to get into that group, now I'm starting to sound like Anthony Jeselnik. I think the ones that want to get into elite Hollywood, that's a weird place to be because it takes away from you being funny. Now you can't be as open talking about current events and pop culture and all that sort of shit because you're part of the in crowd. It's what happened to Howard Stern, where I remember listening to Jimmy Kimmel come on Howard. We may do a Why Are You Laughing About This very soon. But I remember Kimmel coming on Howard and going like, how great was the party I threw you, man? And the segment is just listing the people that were there. Like John Stamos was there. Jennifer Aniston was there. It's just like topping each other and like what name was there. And the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool that Howard is now getting that acceptance. And then it just became what his show was entirely about, which I would not find it to be a far stretch for Two Bears to just be a show that has Matthew McConaughey and Jimmy Kimmel, guess that they have had. But like just being that as opposed to having comics on, it seems like that's Bert and Tom's goal ultimately, based on this idea that you're about to hear, which is crazy to me that he doesn't see the potential pitfalls in this.
Said one Tuesday every month, I would like to rent out a Hollywood bar, new Hollywood bar every month. And I want to invite everyone from your agency. I want you to bring all your clients. I want to bring all the comics, everyone that we know that's in town, and I want to fill it up with everyone and have just
that would be great.
One Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
Get a bunch of baby oil, you know.
Get it from Costco, but they find out they don't sell it.
It's been done before, Bert. It's happened, and it has not worked out well for people. I like that this is the year Bert's he's like, it seems like there's a massive hole to be filled here. Why isn't Hollywood networking as much as they used to? Ellen left the country, Bert.
Mansion immediately flooded.
Everyone comes to the Polo Lounge,
and
I'll rent it out. I'll pay for all the drinks.
Wow.
But just networking is so important.
What a colossal waste of money.
Why does he need to network?
Exactly, right. Why does he need to network? To get more stage time?
Yeah. I mean, he's literally like one of the biggest ones we saw. We didn't go over it, but that top 10 money made this year list.
Oh, made 35 million or something like that?
At least.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Nate Bargatze was 80 million.
Which is crazy. Good for him.
That's not, and he'll do probably more this year. That's crazy.
Probably. I actually really liked his latest special.
It was very good. Yeah, it would have been probably top 5 of the
For
year
sure.
me.
I thought it was better than Jeselnik.
And it was better than his last couple.
Yeah, they were kind of bland. This one was terrific.
This one was very good. And he has a joke. I saw Nate at Skankfest do a joke that he must still be working on. Because there's a great story that I thought was going to be the closer in this one, but probably the next one. But yeah, I like the idea that Bert has to be the guy. He thinks he's going to be Sinatra. You know, like he's going to run the next Rat Pack.
It was really difficult. I only toured until July.
Oh, right.
And
I remember
so,
that.
and then in July, I decided I'm done for a while. So I've been off. And I had a really hard time. You know how our brains, I don't think enough people understand the way our brains work.
Oh! I hate, and thank God, Stavros corrected him when he did this. But Bert is a guy that constantly refers to us, us peasants, as civilians.
Yeah.
Here's what civilians don't understand. And I remember Stavros was like, don't do that.
Only the military can say that.
Civilians. But yeah, this is him. He's like, listen, I do a whole show about dissecting the history of comedy, and I put it on a pedestal because I believe it is as important as the other art forms, and it's more disrespected, and I don't think it should be. So I raise up comedy, but still to say, like, you know, these underlings don't understand how our brains work. It's like, no, you were a frat guy that takes his shirt off on stage and you talk about your family, and you've been very successful doing that. I can get inside the mind of how that works. Like when I hear Bert Kreischer tell a joke about opening what he thinks is a Diet Coke and it turns out it's a Coors Light at a parent-teacher conference, I'm not like, how does that mind, how does he function? Like there are brains like that in like Norm Macdonald would be one, I would say. Louis C.K. is probably good, where you're like, God, like how that mind works is fascinating.
Right.
But for Bert to be like, you can't get inside, it's a steel trap in here. You can't break through.
Like how Seinfeld's like, what's the deal with airplane peanuts? And we're like, how does he do it?
What a mind.
It's like, it's always, for me, it's always stories. It's always telling a tale or looking for an ending or looking for a joke to put in a thing or seeing something odd that I go, magic trick for Mennonites or whatever, you know, like something.
Always
off.
gathering. Yeah.
When you're not getting ready for an hour or you're not preparing, your brain is sitting rudderless with just bad thoughts.
Right.
And so I had a hard time transitioning my brain into not like I don't really look at comments, but like sometimes I'll catch a comment on.
Oh, hold on! Get ready for the biggest lie. You know, this is great, but I do like Tom being like, you know, you pedestrians wouldn't understand what it's like to observe things. You wouldn't understand what it's like to look at something and think like, what if that was different?
Right.
That's impossible for anyone other than a comic. And again, there's no bigger comedy fan than me, and there's no one that respects it more than me. But still, you don't have to talk about it in this fashion like you people wouldn't get it. But now, listen, I've heard people say like Joe Rogan is lying when he says he doesn't look at the comments.
Right.
I don't believe that. I don't believe he's lying. I mean, I'm sure he sees more than he lets on, maybe. But, like, I think if you're Joe Rogan, you don't have to look at the fucking comments. You know? He seems secure enough in himself that he doesn't give a fuck that people think his Netflix special is garbage.
Right.
Bert is a little more insecure. So I get why people are like, he lies when he says he doesn't look at the comments. But look at how Bert contorts himself into making it seem like he doesn't seek out the comments. Bert, if you just... And I've heard Bert admit, he's like, oh, the comments get to me, and I read them all. I've heard him say that before.
I have too.
That's a vulnerable, honest moment. Good for you. This is weird that all of a sudden he's doing this thing where he's like, I don't read the comments, but sometimes they get in my way.
A button and go, well, I didn't need to see that. Or I'll like I googled one thing. I'm not gonna tell you what I googled, but it was so bad. I'll tell you what I googled because it was like so innocent.
Okay,
so innocent.
Okay,
he's getting processed in his brain live.
This is him. You want to talk about someone doing Mark Normand? This is him praying a pun or play on words comes in here, so he can think of what he would be googling.
Yeah.
Because listen to the correlation he makes. This is what he claims he was googling. Bert, just say you were looking at the comments. Not that big a deal.
What?
And I'm sharing this, so don't be a dick. I'm just sharing. I wanted a picture of me lying down.
Okay.
And so I was like, there's got to be one on the internet. So I googled Bert Kreischer lying. And I was like, yeah.
So I googled Bert Kreischer lying, and I assumed it would be a picture of me on a bearskin rug.
Oh my God. The results that must garner are probably crazy.
I googled Bert Kreischer lying, and wouldn't you know, Tom, it wasn't me in bed for some reason. They didn't sneak into my home and find out when I'm laying on my couch watching football. Wouldn't it be Bert Kreischer laying?
Yes.
It wouldn't be Bert Kreischer lying.
You're 100% correct with that. Yes.
So I Google Bert Kreischer lying. That would be like Alec Baldwin saying, I was curious about all the films that I've done and all the shooting dates. So I merely Googled Alec Baldwin shooting.
You won't believe it.
Much to my chagrin, there were some nasty comments.
Someone just Googled it and said there's 4,000 results.
Well, but Bert knows. This is where Bert's being disingenuous. And this is why this clip stood out to me. Because like I said, Bert's never bothered me because I think he can laugh at himself. This clip is completely disingenuous because I've heard him talk before about how people think he's lying about stories. And he's even said, like, I create my own stories because I know it's funnier. Like, he's talked about, like, his wife telling a story of his, and he's like, she doesn't get, like, I exaggerate for comedy. That's what makes me a good storyteller. I've heard him say shit like that. So, at the very least, if you are looking for a picture of you laying down and you thought Bert Kreischer lying would be the best Google search, you at least know that some other videos might come up. Like I said, he booed Crack Amico, who wrote a song about it. If you Google Bert Kreischer lying, Crack Amico is probably one of the guys that comes up.
Probably.
It's too lazy to try, podcast cringe, and Crack Amico, I'm guessing.
In that picture he posted with his daughter's last day of school, probably.
Right. But, like, again, Bert, just say you were interested. Like, that's if you were like, I know a lot of people talk about me lying, so like guilty pleasure, I just checked it real quick. Don't do this where you're like, so I Googled Bert Kreischer lying, thinking what would come up? There's got to be a picture of me lying down. Why?
Yeah.
Why does there have to be that? He thought like the Timeless Art of Seduction photo would come up with his face on it or something.
It probably exists. He probably did that.
Oh, that does. He would suit that well, I think.
Yeah. Here we have The Birth of the Machine.
Okay, so this is again like, I don't think he's being. Bert forgets how much he's talked about things, I think, because I don't think this lines up with the trajectory of Bert's career.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you even better one. I went to the Ryman, me, Nate Bargatze, and Ari Shafir. None of us could sell a club at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We were doing the Nashville Comedy Festival. I think each of us had a night at Zany's.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw Angela Johnson at the Ryman. And she told the nail salon bit, and they went bananas.
Yeah.
And in the Ryman, I said to the Lord, I said, God, I didn't know what I was asking for. I said, give me one story that's this popular, and I'll tell it with a fucking shit-eating grin on my face.
You said
this is not true.
It's just not true. It really isn't.
That's just not what happened. I said God, and God spoke to me and gave me a story from 15 years earlier. Like he told that story on Rogan. He had told it on stage a bunch. I guess he didn't give a specific date of when this would be.
Yeah.
But like I think Bert was telling the machine story for a long time.
I think so. Quite some time. Maybe he was tightening it up recently.
Was that the end of that clip?
No.
Let me hear the rest.
Ryman.
Shit-eating grin?
A year later, I'm in the Ryman, 2 shows going, when I was 22 years old, I got involved with the Russian mafia.
That's what I mean. There's no way Bert started telling that story when he got into theaters.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
No, he's doing that in clubs when he was first on Rogan.
Of course. Yeah. I remember Rogan telling him you should tell that on stage.
Correct. That's where it started.
So yeah, I don't. Bert might just be podcasting too much, where it's like he's. So I don't like nitpicking that stuff. Where I'm like, he technically contradicts, but it's just funny, like when you're known for some of these stories, to try and twist them as the years go on.
Really?
But I look at things as inspiring. I don't ever.
No, exactly.
I get so pumped.
Well, you're all.
Okay.
I get so pumped. Yeah. I get pumped to inspire people and introduce people. Those are my 2 things.
Those are the things I get pumped on.
Yeah. So again, like, I don't mind Bert. And then even people will be like, oh, still you'll like him? I don't have a problem with that. I think it's funny. You know, that's where I think people like on Reddit and shit get crazy, where it's like, we need to expose this man. It's like, no, me calling him a liar doesn't change anything. It's just funny. It's funny to laugh at, you know?
I got a couple super chats.
Let's hear him.
Manny Muskets, $5. Bert is always playing with his shirt off. No wonder gay guys love the bear machine.
That's right. Yeah, he is appealing to that community, I suppose.
Yeah. Hulkamania gifted 5 Blind Mike Project memberships.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Sir.
Much appreciated.
And
Greg Giraldo is up now, by the way, if you guys want to check that out. Next week's Why You Laughing? Greg Giraldo, Midlife Vices, we cover.
And Ben R, $5. Let's get Ray and Bert together for a Eliathon. Public flogging to follow.
But see, like if Bert looked down at Ray, that's the distance you should be.
Right.
If Bert spoke to Ray the way Ray was speaking to Tom, I wouldn't have a problem with Bert.
Right.
Ray is maybe a centimeter above Tom in the industry, if that. So, like, for him to be like, oh, Tom, what? He literally said, I don't think we played the clip, but Tom was like, or I'm sorry, Ray was like, Tom, the adults are talking.
Right.
It's like, you're on Kevin Brennan's show. What adults?
Hulkamania, $5. Craig, can we get a sneakers check? I'm wearing socks.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm going to put you on solo screen while you tell everyone where to go while I go to the bathroom.
Tell everyone where to go?
Yeah, Blind Mike Project. Tell them what's coming. I've never had to.
Go ahead.
I've never done this, so I didn't know what to say.
You're killing. I need to kill more time here, so go. Craig has to go potty. What do you think he has to do? It's got to be a shit, right? He could hold a piss. Well, all of you think about that while I tell you to go to blindmike.net. That's where all of our links are. Subscribe, like, comment. Guys, like and comment so I can get out of here, you know? So I don't have Craig interrupting my show with potty breaks in the middle. We need a staff. We need an army of gearheads. So keep pumping the numbers, for God's sake. Tell your friends about us and everything. All right. I guess for the rest of the show, we have Coach HP, Joe Matarese, and Steel Toe. Who do we go to next? I think we're going to get into Coach HP next, probably. That really might turn people off, though. I noticed Coach HP, it's a small but mighty army. The people that like us talking about him love him, but it's not that many people. But I find him fascinating.
Coach HP time?
How was your movement?
I just peed.
Good.
Started keto again, so I've been crushing water, so it's a problem.
Nice.
Yeah, if you must know.
Should we get into Coach HP?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do that. Shots have been fired by the Coach HP camp. You guys tell me. I don't see well, but it stood out even to me. Does this image that I believe Craig is putting on the screen, does this image resemble anyone you guys know?
It's so funny every time I look at it.
Who does that look like?
Does that look like Coach HP?
And I'm actually asking, does it look like Coach HP? Does he look enough like me to make that
it's
a logical... I think that's literally the image HACKRIDE has used on some of the thumbnails and stuff.
Everyone's got the same reaction we are having.
Is that a shot at us? It can't be a coincidence.
Tabernac says Craig thought it was the keto diet, which is pretty funny.
I like that.
That was
this seems pretty interesting.
Yum.
That's very good. Yeah. Listen, I get sent a lot of pictures and tagged and a lot of stuff where people are like, "Oh, I didn't know Blind Mike was doing such and such."
Chef Lewis says he has this T-shirt.
It's just a guy in a. Oh, right, we put that logo on shirts and shit.
Yeah, Coach Blind Mike.
But people will say like, "Oh, Blind Mike out in the wild," and then it's just a picture of a guy with a beard and a hat and sometimes sunglasses. You know what I mean? Like, pretty much everyone with a darker complexion or darker hair, beard, sunglasses, hat. You can kind of make the argument looks like me.
Yep.
But this is literally, I think it's the art we've used.
Basically.
And you said that's new, right?
I just saw it for the first time or noticed it. So it could be old, but
Are there gears spinning behind him?
Kind of.
So I don't know if that's a shot directly at us, but we're going to have to talk about a little Coach HP today. The coach had a guest on. It's a big guest. What's her name? I don't know. Why doesn't the coach tell us?
All right, here we go, Hannah. What's up, everybody? It's your coach. Welcome to the #1 positivity podcast on the internet right now, the Coach HP Show. And today we have...
I love the music he added.
Hannah White. Is it Hannah White? What a cool name that is, Hannah White.
Oh my!
Very cool.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that for a minute because it was so cool. I could not. My brain is too hot to keep something that cool inside.
He thinks that name's so cool. His logo is going to say Coach Hannah White with that logo next week.
Well, yeah, I think there are possibly some reasons he invited Hannah White on without knowing her name.
Yep, for sure.
Hannah White is a PR person.
She's like for the NFL.
Possibly the most boring job you could interview. Like, and Theo Vaughn sometimes interviews like garbage men or dishwashers or something like that, like a bus driver, I think.
Yeah.
Public relations might be the most boring job because their goal is to not saying anything controversial. Like, the amount of times I've been listening to radio guys or whoever talk about like how annoying it is when the publicist is giving them like the wrap it up sign.
Right.
So literally it's an anti-interview type of job. And Coach HP is like, I think you would be tremendous, Hannah. And by the time he saw Hannah, he stopped reading her name. Right. Hannah, whatever. I do not care much about your name or anything about you, really. But I think it would be divine to talk to you for a few minutes.
Please give me your time.
Like about you a lot is I love how you're owning everything that you're doing. Like I really do. Like I
even know her
really
fucking name.
The way whatever movement you're creating for your athletes, for yourself, for your brand, I love all of it, right? So my first question is, how did this all start?
Because I literally have no idea.
I too could do this interview not knowing the person at all.
Tell me a little about yourself, because I know virtually nothing.
I'm going to speak in vague generalities.
Coach HP saw a hot woman.
Yep.
You must be mine. Which is fitting because my imitation of him has always had a Pepe Le Pew vibe. And I knew the moment I saw you, I must have you. You must be a fascinating interview. And I like you only for your brains.
Pepe Le Pew.
Tell me, I bet you have a lot of good stuff being worked on, yes? Why don't you tell me all about it? You know what I like most about you, Hannah? The things you are doing. Yes, I don't want to get too specific, but I would say all that you've created is quite good. Yes.
About to crush this place with positivity.
It certainly is.
Here's a question for you, Hannah. Hannah, by the way, you guys, do you have a podcast or you were just on a podcast?
How about looking into that? See if she's ever spoke once into a microphone.
He wonders why his guests are dwindling.
Well, but let me hear that question again. It was brilliantly asked. Do you do a podcast or have you just been on podcasts? That's a massive distinction.
Here's a question for you, Hannah. Hannah, by the way, you guys, do you have a podcast or you were just on a podcast?
I was on a couple podcasts.
So he didn't even listen to it. Because if he listened to it, he would have known whose it was. He saw maybe a clip of her talking into a microphone. And he's like, well, she must be very articulate. She must be a tremendous guest. This is probably how Joe Rogan does his booking.
This is maybe the worst thing he's ever done.
This is the biggest simping. Like, crying for Brendan Schaub has nothing on what he's doing right here.
I was going to create one. I'm still in the works of figuring that out just because I have a lot of other things that
you're running a lot. Yeah, you're running a lot of that.
This is her going, what the fuck am I doing?
Well, you also get a little taste of just how electric she is on a podcast.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let me ask.
He saw NFL and was like, give me.
NFL, perhaps you could lead me to Patrick Mahomes. I will be drinking champagne with Taylor Swift soon enough.
He probably thinks the end game is she's coming on the show. Taylor Swift.
Looking back at it now, what do you think was the key thing that you have and had that you're like, look, I'm good at this? Is it that you care? Is it that you're different? Your swag? What do you think it is?
Is it all these very specific things I've learned about you?
It's so funny watching these, just knowing the verbal beating he was going to try to give you on the phone.
I know. Oh, yeah. I should remind people, because we don't talk about Coach HP that often. The reason I find it funny that he used my logo is he texted Craig a few months back thinking it was me and wanting to get in touch with me to chastise me. So Craig invited him on the show, and he said, no, this needs to be off air. He was going to be not so positive, I don't think. I don't think I was going to get the most positive man on the internet. But hold on. I just want to tell you, this is what like mediums do. You know, like people that talk to like your dead relatives or whatever.
Yeah.
This is what like I'm sensing. Did you have an uncle by any chance? I did have an uncle. Is the letter E related to him at all? His name is Dave. There's an E at the end of that. Yes. Like this is what Coach HP's doing, where he's like, I sense that you have swagger. Is that possibly one of your good attributes? Yes.
Well, Coach HP, like,
literally nothing about her.
With Coach HP though, go more like there's an E at the end of the name. Is his name Dave? And the person will be like, no, it's Steve. Actually, he's like, that's right.
That's what I meant. Absolutely.
Year what? Year 1, year 2? How many years have you been doing this?
Just a year in August.
Imagine. So,
hold on a second.
Whoa.
Coach HP literally said, he goes, now, in hindsight, now that you are looking back, now that you have reached the mountaintop, and you look down at all of us in your wake, how did you do it? Well, it was only a year ago, so I can tell you pretty well.
But that's the funniest thing is like, imagine. Like, that's the weirdest response to that.
Imagine 1 year. Imagine 1 year and you've risen to the heights of the Coach HP podcast. This video has upwards of 118 views.
Her voice is deeper than mine.
I don't think that's what Coach was focused on.
Someone said that in the chat. I was like, it's true.
I don't think he was doing much listening.
No.
3 years, probably by 3 years, you're gonna blow up so big. It's gonna be.
Just
amazing.
remember, Coach HB.
Apparently, she's blown up in 1 year, and Coach HP's like, I think in 3 years you will be pretty successful.
Oh my
Now,
god!
remember I said that.
He's the king of backhanded insults.
How so?
Like he'll say stuff like that, be like, "Oh yeah, you think you're great now? Imagine in 3 years." But I'm like, why don't you just talk about how accomplished I am so far?
Well, he said David Lucas. Oh, was this 2024?
Oh yeah,
he predicted David Lucas was going to be the king of 2024.
it didn't work.
I don't think it really worked out. He had that Matan Evan appearance, I guess.
Yeah.
Not good to know.
I saw like for the first 5 months I wasn't making anything, and I was like, "Where's my networking? When's it going to pay off?" And eventually, people. I hate when people told me this, but it's true. Like eventually, if you're putting the work in, it will come to you. It will.
I mean, this is a woman that's risen to the heights of working in PR for a year.
He's like, "How are you going to positively spin the most boring job of all time?"
Why wouldn't we take her advice? You can do work for 1 year and teach everyone how to live. How do you do it, Hannah? How did you keep a job for 1 year? Tell me.
Explain to me.
What I do love about Coach HP's guests, like if he did this, if I didn't know who he was, and I went on his show, and he's like, Mike, how do you do it? How do you do it week after week? You get people to listen in masses to your podcast. You are the king of podcasting. I would go, oh, well, no. I don't know about that, Coach. Somehow he finds people that are like, I know I am pretty great when you put it like that.
Yeah.
You know, when you phrase it like that, I've never really thought about how great I am, but you're not wrong.
I am magical. This one's labeled looks.
Oh, well, I mean, like this woman, certainly not on this podcast that she's currently on. But some people have judged her purely on her looks, and that has definitely held her down in her career.
Majority of your clients is all referrals.
Yeah, now originally it was DMs, and so it was the ones that I guess took the risk to work with me, and then reward now. So,
dude, that is awesome. That is awesome.
Oh, dude, sick.
Listen, girls don't do that. You know,
Hannah, you are, and I'm not just saying this. You are a really cool chick. People can say whatever they want about your looks. I think you're really awesome to talk to.
Your heart is what is important.
You are a great conversationalist. I am very attracted. I have got a hard-on for your mind. I'm very attracted to your brain. I didn't even notice. Are you blonde and pretty with large breasts? I have not noticed.
Oh, I can't even see your screen.
Oh. I actually wanted you to turn your screen off. I had no interest in looking at you.
It's all about the context.
Say, look, let me do this. That takes a lot of.
Yeah, I'm not scared. I would say that's what my dad was saying the other day. You're not scared to
win.
I know how to use my cards right. Because some women think, oh, well, you're just pretty. That's why you have the job. And it's like, no, because no one would take you seriously if they just did it for love.
Absolutely. So, no, you'd be a distraction on the side.
Yeah. You'd be a distraction.
You'd be a distraction. Thank God I didn't write any questions down to ask you, because I would be all distracted. Thank goodness I haven't had one thought of an actual question to ask you.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Man, such good things.
It's good for you to get so specific, Coach. Yeah. Man, such good things. So she said something somewhat interesting where she goes, yeah, it's tough. Like I ask players right up front, do you have a wife or girlfriend? Because often that comes with jealousy. Like if the wife thinks that he's just hiring me because he thinks I'm attractive, blah, blah, that can be a distraction and get in the way. And Coach HP goes, you know what you have to do? You have to tell them right up front, this is my man that I am working with. You understand? You can leave him if you want, but we will be working together. You tell them that is not your problem. I'm like, You're talking this way to wives of her boss?
Yeah, that'll make me feel much better.
And then he tells you he does this thing that's so insulting to these people that have been successful on their own without Coach HP. He's like, no, you know what you do? You ask them right away. You ask the players minimum $500,000 a year. And she goes, oh, well, I don't know if that's the smartest. And he goes, $1 million then. And he's like telling her how to run her business. And she's kind of like, okay, I'll consider that, I guess.
Go watch How to Do a Podcast. It's a video I did. You'll see how I am.
Yes, that is a very good video.
I got 2 good ones for you coming up. Don't worry. I got 2 good ones that I think are going to be a good play.
That's a prelude to our favorite question.
Buckle up. He does this thing too. At the end of it, he goes, I have 2 more questions. And then he'll ask 2 more questions, and he goes, okay, just 2 more. It feels like one of those studies where people are watching you through a 2-way mirror.
Or it's like he can only think of 2 more questions, and then he thinks of 2 more in the process.
I've got 2 more. How do you do it? That's a good one.
Nailed it.
I have 3 more questions for you, Hannah. 3 more. I'm very excited about your future, by the way.
Thank you.
I predicted a lot of winners before very early, and you are definitely one of them. What's your favorite?
He talks like Portnoy trying to get people to follow his bets. He's like, I have gambled on Brendan Schaub. These are just some of my. By the way, all the people he talks about get trolled now. Brendan Schaub, David Lucas. He doesn't have a great track record.
No.
I do and listen to everything my clients do, so that's another reason why.
Although I do have to say,
who's hot now?
The guy that made Joe Rogan's Table is off to a lot of success.
Steve.
He made Trump's new desk at the White House, I think.
Steve Christ.
Yes. Yes. Steve Christ or Rob Christ, or I forget what it was.
Anna, that I'm not listening to. Talk to me. I'm going to look him up.
Okay, I love and
no, go back a little bit. Did you hear that?
You say I'm not listening?
This is one of the. I'm not listening. I've been very distracted by you. No, this is one of the great questions he was going to ask. He's like, just 2 more, but I have to get these in. I know I've taken up a lot of your time, but these are the most important questions.
Clients do, so that's another reason why.
So who's hot? Who's hot now, Hannah, that I'm not listening to? Talk to me. I'm going to look him up.
Okay, I love and all my clients laugh because they like you listen to those ghetto rap. I like No Cap.
Okay, is that the name? No Cap?
Yes.
No, it's a fucking made up
Major
thing.
9.
Okay, let's go get No Cap. What's a good song with this dude?
This is the show?
Knows him
this is him just like flirting.
I forgot the cameras were rolling.
You know what you look like. I'll tell you exactly what you look like. You look like you have tremendous taste in music.
I feel like he's gonna put this episode out and then get pissed at David Collins.
But this is just him like, because what he wants to do ultimately is play the song and go, oh, Hannah, we have so much in common. I love this style of music.
Notice his left hand hasn't been on screen at all.
He's typing, I'm sure.
That's my favorite. I would say his new album just dropped. Peepholes, that's a good one.
Oh, by the way, she's like
he has
3 years out of college. So what I always say is, what's really interesting, find out what a 25-year-old girl is listening to for music. I always think that's going to be a really deep discussion that'll lead to a lot.
That's right.
People know him for. Actually, I would say Thing for You is probably my favorite with him and Rilo. Yeah.
I'm Coach HP counting down the hits for you on this Sunday morning.
And for anyone that's just listening, this lady looks like she's like the lead at a sorority at like Alabama.
I have a long-distance death dedication. Apparently, a young man has lost a cat named Snowball. That is very sad. Now here is No Cap coming in at number 12 this week.
What is Cap?
No Cap. Thing for You.
Hey, like THANG, I'm pretty sure.
So funny.
So fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun, us bonding like this, isn't it, Hannah? Aren't you going to tell your girlfriends what a great time you're having?
Isn't he amazing?
All right, what's happening?
Super excited, dude. I'm really excited for you. Before I let you go, question for me. What can I help you with? Ask me a question.
There we go. That's the question.
Super excited, dude. I'm really excited for you. Before I let you go, question for me. What can I help you with? Ask me a question.
Tell me how I can enhance your life more than I already have.
I know I'm special.
I'm sure this whole time you've been distracted in your answers because you're thinking, I want to know more about this man. He should be the one getting interviewed. Well, now's your chance.
Her answer is actually perfect, though, for this, finally.
I know you're probably going to ask. God damn it. I'm dying. Just play the clip.
Super excited, dude. I'm really excited for you. Before I let you go, question for me. What can I help you with? Ask me a question.
The question is, do I have to do the Coach HP voice the entire time? Because it seems to be hurting my throat a little bit.
Yeah, we still have Beggy monster shit coming. Her answer is awesome, though. She's like,
okay, well, this is, yeah, I believe this is what the only possible answer to this question could be.
Help you with? Ask me a question.
Oh, next time we talk, I want to learn more about you and your journey too, because I'm interested to learn from others.
That's what literally everyone has said. I've watched a lot of Coach HP's interviews, and everyone's like, "Oh man, I want to know more about you."
It's also kind of a shot at Coach HP. It's like, why didn't you do this before this interview?
Right.
Question. That's good. I don't know what.
Take your time.
That's good.
A lot of questions.
You know what? Actually, no one's ever asked me what I think about Coach HP. That it's a unique question.
I didn't know who you were till I got the invite in my email.
The most relevant. Well, this is not like a super deep question, but I'm curious.
She is just thinking for anything right now.
God, you played baseball, right?
Why'd you get cut?
Oh, well, I will tell you. I'm the biggest bust in the history of Florida baseball. He said that before.
That's true. He has said that.
By my account, just so I can see kind of how people are finding me.
I just saw it. I saw it, and I go, when I saw
maybe any other question.
Well, because he's Pepe Le Pew, he saw her, and that smell of pheromones popped up, and he followed it.
Well, frankly, that's none of your business. But ask me anything else. What the other things in my algorithm are not important.
But I'm gonna answer this. When I saw you, like, I have a thing for seeing people in their journey.
Oh,
you know, being not like a guardian angel, but like a thing where
hold on, go back.
Yeah,
what is he?
Holy, I did not catch that when I was cutting.
Go back a little bit. First of all, he sidesteps the "How did you find me?" I just found it. It's not. Don't worry about it, Hannah, or whatever your name is.
He's like, moving on. You don't have to ask me anything.
You dumb broad. Stop asking so many questions.
Saw you, like, I have a thing for seeing people in their journey and kind of being not like a guardian angel, but like a thing.
No. Don't think. You probably were thinking I'm your guardian angel. Let me stop you right there.
When you have a tough decision ahead and you feel that warm hand on your shoulder.
That is me, and I've always been there for you. That is woke dad territory, where if you don't watch WATS Thursdays at 6, woke dad is a guy that talks like this, where literally a couple weeks ago he's like, someone stopped me in the street and said, Daniel, how do you stay so resilient? That's basically what Coach HP is doing here, where he's like, a lot of people call me their guardian angel. I think that's a little too far.
I would bet a lot of money that if you checked his Google search history, it says Hannah White OnlyFans somewhere.
Don't worry about it.
It's not important.
I follow the algorithm knows, Instagram knows I follow people with journeys. So all day I scroll through people shaking their journeys in my face, who have low-cut journeys exposed, perhaps.
I'm gonna read the super chat real quick because it's on topic. Ben R, $2. He saw a journey she took on a beach in a bikini.
That's ridiculous. I follow people with journeys is all. You understand.
Bridge and go, oh, that looks good. Keep doing that. Don't.
Hold on. Keep doing that. Just a little longer. I'm almost finished. Enjoying your journey. Keep doing that is what I say when you pursue your career, of course.
Your journey feels so good.
Oh, yes. I'm almost there. I'm almost done enjoying your journey. Oh, please get to your goal. Yes. Oh, you're a public relations director. Oh, you're an independent woman. I'm so hard for your goals. Oh, she's going to sign Lamar Jackson as a client. Oh, yes.
Oh, is there a signing bonus?
Oh, this is some messy goal I have to clean up.
She's just there because of this, because I would have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what I do is.
Oh, I hate people saying that. I hate people focusing on how attractive you are. I just think on all you've accomplished, and that's what gets me where I need to go.
Everybody that's winning deals with that in some version, whether it's, oh, she's just there because of her looks.
Oh, she's done all this in just 1 year of work. She paid her way through college. Oh.
Her brother's this, her dad's this, her this is that. But I see the effort you're putting into it. And that's what I respect, though. You're putting in tremendous work
in the gym.
Oh, you're putting in tremendous work. That's what I say when I follow you on Instagram, as I do for all public relations directors.
She's got it.
I'm sure, by the way, I'm sure next week we'll look like fools when Coach HP has a male public relations director on.
Yeah, he'll have the same energy too.
Absolutely.
If I can get these brands and whatever. So when I see that in people, I'm a big encourager of that. And I just feel, I feel a vibe. And I'm like,
keep encouraging me. Keep encouraging me with all the work you've done.
Keep journeying.
Hashtag hustle. Yes. Come on.
I might be able to encourage her and help her in her road to success.
Oh.
I think
I just thought I might be a major part of your life is all.
So this, I'm definitely titling this because it's going to cover two topics. There's goal everywhere.
That's true. It does. It is multifaceted. Yeah. Oh, I've shot my goal all over the place. And suddenly I'm less interested in this Hannah. What's her name? Hannah something?
Oh, that's a sick name.
Oh, that's such a great name. But he's like, oh, it's, but he really wants to be a part of their lives.
Right.
Like I guess this is a compliment that I'm about to pay Coach HP. I've never seen anyone work so hard to hopefully be Turtle from Entourage. Coach HP desperately wants a successful person to have him around so he can whisper in their ear how great they are. Oh, Mark Cuban, you are crushing it. You don't need Shark Tank to keep your name in the news. People will respect your business acumen, and they will want to seek you out, whatever you are doing.
We got some super chats.
Okay, was that it for Coach HP?
That's it. Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, that's Coach. I do have to say, Gearheads, we haven't done this since Dat Fan. Let them know the Canes are out there. You know what I'm saying? And there are a lot of new people here, so let be polite. We're a polite group here, the Gearheads, but just let him know via emojis. Put him in the chat right now so everyone knows.
Okay.
But just let Coach HP know the Gearheads are watching. Okay? Step very lightly. Because in this interview, he did say, I was telling Craig before the show, he goes, she talks about people that comment on her Instagram. He goes, You do not need to worry about Instagram comments. What I have found is YouTube is the real negative place. There are a lot of negative comments on YouTube specifically. I wonder why that is.
Stewie Felt, $2. I like Bert, but he kind of wears on you after a while.
So I get that. That's the point that I'm at. Where I was like, I used to be like a Bert Kreischer fan, and I would say that's dwindled over the years.
Yeah.
I just like don't mind him now. The hatred that people have, even for like Stuttering John, when people are like, but he's a bad guy. It's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. It doesn't affect us in any way. Let's just laugh at him. You know, that's the part I don't get, is like diving into people's personal lives and trying to expose them for things. Like, it's just funny to play clips of him on a podcast and laugh at him, you know?
Yeah. Liam M, $2, raised one dry bar away from being just a hobbyist.
I get, yeah. I don't. Is his dry bar special successful? I don't know.
Clearwater Chad, $2. Hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button.
Shout out to Clearwater Chad. I did check out some of his videos. I don't know if it's anything we'll play on this show, but feel free to check out Clearwater Chad.
Stewie fell $2. That's mean. Is that Nikki Norton?
Oh, the lady?
Yeah.
That'd be great if Coach HP gets Nikki Norton on.
You are so hot. He doesn't know.
I was scrolling through your Instagram. Why do I see all these comments about Jim Norton being married to a man? Why do they say such nasty things about you?
Don Fried Chicken, $10. Hey, Craig, thanks for picking up my daughter from school. I was confused when she misspoke and said her boyfriend was picking her up. She must have been joking. Thanks again.
Oh, those kids and their sense of humor.
Poodlerific, $5. Tomorrow we find out if Jim Norton is gone from Sirius, Mike. What do you think? Will you call
I know. Yeah, I think he's definitely gone because he's starting a podcast and the audio for Nikki and Jim has gone up, which contractually he wasn't allowed to do before.
Mm-hmm.
So either he has worked out something in his new deal that allows him to do that shit, but he's been recording the Jim Norton Advice Show, and it seems like, I don't know about the first, but one of the early guests is Nick Mullen, which is a very smart get, I think.
Oh, definitely.
So,
Rock,
yeah, shout out
Rock
to Jim Norton.
Is Sam contract up?
So here's what's weird. Sam might stay.
Oh, don't do that, Sam.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just going to... I think if Sam stays, it'll be like a more... He has a bunch of comics in and hangs out. Like Mike Cannon will be in a lot and Sagalo and guys like that.
Oh, so maybe the show will be better.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rock Orb 2002, $5. The way positive guy talks to the girl reminds me of Shake Weight in South Park.
Yeah. Oh, come on, I'm almost there.
Where to?
What time is it?
We're getting late.
What time is it here?
Almost quarter of 12.
Well, I have a terrible Patriots game to watch.
Yep.
Let's go with Steel Toe. Matarese is evergreen, unless he sees the title of this and deletes all of his videos. So we'll see what the time is looking like, and maybe we'll get to Matarese. But let's hit Steel Toe first, shall we?
Perhaps even do like maybe a bonus episode.
Oh yeah, we could do that too. Yeah, because there's a lot of Matarese to cover.
Yes. So the first one is April.
Oh yeah, so he's talking about April. I really respect the way Aaron has magnanimously kind of won the divorce. While they were married, Aaron allegedly beat her, according to the court documents.
Allegedly, we don't know that.
Well, I mean, it does say it in the court documents. But the court documents do say that part's not alleged.
Oh.
But yeah, brought her to have wild foursomes and then lost her to another man. And this is how he speaks of her these days. I think it's very noble how he talks about this young lady.
2024 was, I mean, believe it or not, it ended up being a good year for the toe.
You know what, Aaron? By God, I believe it.
Objectively, I would have to disagree with him.
Believe it or not. Well, you know what, Aaron? I don't believe it. I don't know what about you saying every single day has been a win for the toe would make me think that the year was a win for the toe. Why would I think that? But you're right. I suppose if you're looking through Craig's goggles.
Flat out lie to him, Aaron.
Craig probably looks at it and says, but this was the same year, 2024, that he lost his wife and had revenge porn charges brought against him.
My divorce was completely opposite of this guy's. Peaceful, quick.
Well, that's why I was so gentle to you around the holidays.
That is very funny. I want to ask what that was about.
A little grace. That was my favorite term. But yeah, no, like a guy like Craig doesn't pay attention every day. He's like, hey, you lost your wife. You had all this drug stuff come up. Your arrest. It doesn't seem like it's going so hot. But what Craig isn't focused on is I watched The Goal. And it seems like damn near every day is a win for this guy.
And we keep forgetting, though, Anna Kasparian did talk about him. So
that's another win.
Another win.
Red Bar talked about him.
Yep.
Which we'll get to. So, yeah, it's a good year for the toe, I think, all around. I think if you're refuting that, you haven't been paying attention, my friends.
That's right.
Started fucking bad, man. It's my co-host was openly... Dude, let's think about that for a second. We didn't talk about this in the year in review.
My co-host was openly cheating on me.
True love is the goal.
That's true. It's like Walter White with his meth.
Yeah, I did it for me.
Show we did Tuesday. We started the year. My co-host was high on cocaine during multiple shows.
Now I have to ask, Aaron. It's interesting. It's interesting that he always says April, and Nick and Kayla were doing this. It's crazy that you let yourself get in that situation being the only totally sober person. That's pretty wild. I would say, as a father, maybe since you were the only sober person there, you should have said, I'm actually not going to bring my kids over for this.
Maybe he's a booze bag?
I mean, he drinks, but still, like, my point being, Craig always hitting the nail on the head. My point being is he brought his children into a coke den.
No.
Craig's like, maybe he drinks.
I mean, don't explain it.
We started the year, my host was taking cocaine breaks. Jesus fucking Christ. And I told Johnny to stop. I told him, I said, this is going to be.
Oh, but folks.
And he pulled up. No, unfortunately.
He does kind of look like DeRosa.
Somebody had a really good theory about that. They said
he actually looks exactly like DeRosa.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Am I wrong? He kind of looks like his brother.
Sound off in the comments, folks.
Yeah.
You know, she went dark on the internet. She's been, you know, she ruined her old life, marriage and all that. Then she got kicked out of her second life. And then she completely went dark on the internet after embarrassing herself. Someone
like, how great would that be? Imagine dragging someone into this world. Like, you make them your co-host, then you make them the CFO of your business or whatever title he gave her. He gave her some title like CFO of Steel Toe Inc. or something like that.
I'm not wrong with the DeRosa. I see it. The shoulders are familiar. And Mike Wipke said slow DeRosa.
I like it.
I enjoy that one.
But like, Aaron put her in this world, gave her an official title, made her a co-host, then was like participated. Like, Aaron's acting like he was a prisoner in the Rekieta house. Aaron participated in swinging and drug use with them. He's admitted that.
He willingly drove there.
Yes. And all of a sudden he's like, man, all the stuff that just April did by herself. That's pretty crazy, huh?
Aaron went to his car, strapped his kids in, and said, we're going to Uncle Nick's.
All right, kiddies, who's ready to go to the Reketas? Yay!
The theory. Now this
SpaghettiOs. They're all excited to eat canned food.
They just get locked in a room with fucking non-perishables.
Yeah.
Information about this. This is not someone that, you know, has like an inside track. But they theorized, they're like, maybe they're getting talking about April. He said maybe she's getting psychiatric help.
Oh man.
And
this totally random guy theorized maybe she's getting psychiatric. By the way, after the couple of years that April has had,
Yeah.
her going to therapy would not even be newsworthy.
Well, everything he's said so far is what I think a healthy person would do in this situation. I fucked up. I'm gonna go into hiding and get off the internet. And
Maybe he's purposely. This is how like manipulative Aaron is too. That I've noticed. He purposely says psychiatric help rather than like going to therapy. Because if he just said like maybe she's going to therapy, people would be like, good for her.
Right.
He's like maybe she's getting psychiatric help because she's insane. You can't believe anything she says. Always talking about people choking her and headbutting her and all this crazy nonsense.
She can really take a pounding.
She should probably seek psychiatric help. Whereas if he said like, yeah, April has had quite a year and now she's in therapy, everyone would be like, oh, nice, good for her.
It's about time.
Never thought of that before. Not committed, but like,
committed.
And I had never thought of that before, but I was like, that would be reasonable.
I never thought of that before. It was remarkably interesting. I never thought of that before until a stranger on the internet said it to me. And I was like, that's probably true. I think I'm going to report it.
Good for her.
I'm doing my best to not rip off Melton's impression of Aaron, but I'm getting pretty close.
Well, he's got the Beggy monster, so that's fair.
That's fair.
That would be something and that's not something to make fun of. It was just an interesting theory that I had.
I just thought I would bring it up to all of you who are always so nice.
He's like, I didn't say it. Someone else said it.
I just thought I would mention it so people on Twitter could message her.
Too much. You spend too much time on the internet, you start hearing people's theories.
Yeah.
I thought this was someone you knew, Aaron. Just a random person. Someone on fucking Kiwi Farms or wherever he goes was like, maybe April's in therapy. And Aaron's like, I'm going to run with that theory. That's brilliant. I'm going to talk about it like she has some real issue. Like if anyone laid out the scenario, I was married for a brief time. It's not like 4 years or however long they were together.
Mm-hmm.
In my 20s, by the way, April's young. Like, so in my 20s, I got married, divorced, swung, got addicted to drugs, and lived in the couple's guest house. Yeah, you should probably be in therapy. That's not that crazy.
She's doing the right things.
Aaron's like, maybe she's been committed.
I like how she's going through all this, and he's like, what a fucking loser, right, guys?
He really is. He's a manipulative guy, and you can tell by the way he talks where he's like, she's probably getting psychiatric help. Like, what nut job would need someone to talk to after all that?
Right.
But you know what I couldn't?
This is a World War II book.
You know what I couldn't kick off?
This is Aaron showing us like how intellectual he is and showing us all the different. He's a very versatile podcaster. He could do a lot of different things.
Kick off the table. Oh, my World War II desk reference book. There's a troubling story behind why this is on the studio desk. Oh. So I come downstairs as the kids.
You know what? We weren't asking. We didn't really give a shit.
Don't care.
Oh, you're probably wondering why this is on my desk. Not really.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, well, you may wonder how I got this water bottle. Well, there's a 40-minute story about it. Let me get into it.
Up the mess they made down in the basement. And I see the jacket of this book laying on the floor and a book without a jacket sitting on the couch. And I realize that the children have grabbed my World War II desk reference book.
My God.
And they've taken the jacket off it. And, it
must have been freezing.
Yeah. It's going to sound bad. You know how people try to paint me as a Nazi sympathizer, which they're kidding, guys. They're being silly. It's a funny bit that they do.
Oh, Aaron, we know.
We
know the people that chanted the N-word at your show definitely weren't influenced by you at all.
Like a half a second when I saw that, I went, oh, not my World War II book. And then I went, it's fine. Just fucking relax. I don't think that helps.
The world is going to know how edgy I am. And how well educated in history. I can't have them knowing that. This is Aaron going, oh my God. I would have been so embarrassed if people asked me about the World War II book. Which World War II book? This one right here. Let me show it to you.
Desk reference.
He's like, oh, God, I would have been so embarrassed if people found out about that. Let me talk about it on my show.
It's the difference between me and Aaron. I have a book about the same size that's about every song Metallica wrote right next to my bed.
Wow. Tell us about it.
The kids took the jacket off.
Of course.
It was cold.
Sympathizer thing, plus my Nazi coin that somebody sent me. These are not good things. That's why it's good that I have the let's go maybe this way. There we go. That I have the piece of an Allied aircraft that Paul sent me right there. That C-47 Tico Bell. That was.
I love guys that do this, where it's like, you see how well educated I am.
Yeah.
You see all the cool things I'm into.
Nothing beats the collection of Martin Luther King stuff, though.
That's the Darren Ravel. If anyone doesn't know that story, that's an all-time great.
Yeah.
Mindy and the Berlin airlift, all kinds of patriotism there. But my World War II desk reference book now sits nicely on the studio desk here. Maybe we keep it just like that. Now, don't I look more? Doesn't this show?
This is a book he was embarrassed of people finding out about. Oh no, people will think I'm a Nazi, which I don't know why. If you have a World War II book,
maybe if you take the jacket off, it's Mein Kampf.
You have a World War II book. You must be on the wrong side of that.
Yeah, no shit.
Maybe we should tilt the camera down a little bit more.
Oh,
where's
then
the
super chats will come flowing in?
Oh, we can. Ooh.
This is
This guy, seeing Hannah Smith on Instagram. What's he doing?
I wonder why this show's
Hannah White, whatever her name is.
See?
Hannah Smith.
My World War II book is right in frame. Now I look all the fit. Now I look like
Yeah, that World War II book looks much better than April sitting there for sure.
I had the love of my life here, but now I have a fairly interesting book.
one of those channels that can do like war summary.
Last year, sitting here with me was a hot 29-year-old who was contributing to my show. But I have a pretty interesting piece of literature here now, so I call it a wash.
You know, there's and yes, I know this exists. There's a guy who does World War I videos, and he dresses like an old, intrepid battlefield reporter from back in 1916. And they talk about World War I. It's called, I think the channel's just called The Great War. And now I can look like that guy. All I got to do is change my wardrobe a little bit.
Sure
That's exactly like what that guy is doing.
That guy had World War I desk reference.
A guy that is cosplaying as a World War I soldier. You are doing the exact same thing as him because you framed the shot to have a book in the background.
Next, we got Red Bar.
Okay, so this is big. Aaron was a Red Bar fan.
Mm-hmm.
As I guess you could say I was. I would never a consistent viewer, but I liked a lot of what Mike David has done over the years.
Yeah.
But Aaron was big time. I guess Aaron was very deep. And it hurt Aaron because, I don't know if you know this, Craig, Steel Toe has been fodder for some people's humor. And Mike David is no different.
Oh, good.
So Mike David has found Aaron and made a few jokes about him. But much to Aaron's delight, he was referenced on Red Bar yet again in a much more desirable way.
Goldsteiner, he's mad. Goldsteiner's upset. He says, Red Bar called you a fool last week. He made fun of you for 20 minutes. Right. And I've made fun of Red Bar before. That's what happens.
It's two buds going back and forth.
It's two bros.
It's the way they would do it at the Comedy Cellar table, you know? We're guys being guys. We rib each other. That's what friends do. Have you never had a male friend before? That's what me and Mike David do.
I think if I ever watched Red Bar and I saw a gear or something pop up, I would shit my pants.
I just wouldn't watch. I'd be like, I hope he's focused on Craig. That's all I'll pray for. But with my voice, there's no way I'm getting out unscathed.
That was Shane's story about when he put out his first special, he saw that Porcelain did a video.
It was
on
Beige Frequency. Beige Frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was with his girlfriend at the time, and he was like, "I need to go in the other room and watch this alone."
That's how likable Shane is, though. Beige Frequency was like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
Years, you know.
I think though, if Red Bar likes something, it would be the first thing he's ever liked.
Well, yeah. I don't. I think he has a specific slant on the podcasts he goes after, but like, that's my point is, and I was saying this about Bert Kreischer. I probably wouldn't go out of my way to watch. I would watch it because Mike David is very funny. I'm sure he'd have some accurate observations about us.
Yeah.
So I guess I would watch it, and then if my feelings hurt too much, I would just shut it off.
I would probably say we'd have to take the week off before watching it.
But I wouldn't. But I wouldn't then talk about Mike David in a way where I'm like, "That's what friends do. That's what two equals do."
That's right.
Mike David on his own has built a reputation. Mike David became the standard, the go-to reference for this type of podcasting. And I'm a lol cow. We are equals in this playing field.
That's right.
That's the insanity of Aaron. That he's listen to the comparison he makes here.
You take friendly shots at each other. You know what it is, Goldsteiner? It's Dean Martin and Don Rickles.
Oh,
you know?
my fuck.
That classic duo, by the way.
Oh, my fucking God. I guess in the realm of this type of show, you could say Red Bar is Rickles of this type of show. Like,
sure. I don't know that Steel Toe is Dean Martin.
No. No.
You know, the cool guy. How do we even make fun of this guy? the suave crooner.
Friars Club roasting one another. That's all it is. Goldstein.
Is he serious?
It's a good question. I think it might be a little tongue-in-cheek. I don't know. But I do think there's a lot, like, this is how Aaron, and we'll see an example of it later. I think Aaron starts out joking with this stuff and it becomes real. Like, if you ask about Red Bar in a month and a half, it'll be like, yeah, we bust each other. Like, he'll commit to that. I think it is a little tongue-in-cheek, but he commits to it and it becomes the truth to him.
Oh, boy.
Goldsteiner is a Melton fan, and I don't think that he likes that he decided to take his position in the bunker because, you know, when 2024 started, all these Melton guys were like, we're going to get the toe. We're going to, and, you know, we said from the beginning, you're not going to.
Ooh.
You know, I've made you a show. I've made you a business. I've given you everything you have.
I like that. Like, I like the idea of, like, today, Coach HP is like, you're welcome. You know what I mean? Like, I like the idea of the people you make fun of. It's like, yep, I'm doing this all for you, man. I made myself totally mockable so that you would have a show. That's why I did it. But Aaron, you're ignoring the part that we're all playing clips and laughing at you. And, like, objectively, we're right. That's the funny part.
You're right.
Uno says, last week, Red Bar just did a show 2 days ago. You know, this last week business is a lie. It is.
So Aaron, hold on. Aaron's ignoring something where he's like, he's fudging the numbers a little bit on like when and how Mike David talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy calls him out and he goes, well, that's not true. Mike David just made fun of you 2 days ago. And this is what Aaron pretends to not know what he's talking about. Look, it actually is a beautiful art of manipulation clip here.
Last days in the bunker, and they're not handling it well. It didn't start with the minor attracted person stuff.
He's changed. The guy was like, hey, Red Bar talked about you 2 days ago. If you didn't understand what happened there. This guy's like, Red Bar talked about you 2 days ago. And he's like, it is very bad for Patrick Melton. You're right.
He's like,
it's like, what? No, that's not even what we're talking about anymore.
That's him going, I wasn't aware. Fuck.
I'm talking about, and you know, his fans write to me. The people who like him write to me and ask me to stop talking about that. They go, stop. You have to stop. It's not good for your show. Like,
Red Bar? Is that what he's talking about?
No, okay, I'll translate again. He's saying Melton's fans write to him and say, "Please stop. You're exposing him as a pedophile. We can't have that."
I'm going to go ahead and say that. That's just not his fans.
I also imagine that's not the tone they're talking in.
Right.
Like they might be like, "Hey, Aaron, you look kind of bad when you're saying this stuff." So I don't watch Patrick Melton's show enough to know how he's taking Aaron calling him a pedophile. I did watch This Little Piggy Friday, whenever it was. And Aaron talked about Mike David talking about him. So Aaron's like, he's seething that Mike David just owned him. So I listened to Patrick talk about Mike, which, by the way, Red Bar's been covering Patrick Melton for years.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
Close to a decade at this point. And I heard Melton goes, yeah, he made a statue of me. It was very funny. That was Melton's take on it.
Right.
He's like, I thought it was hilarious. So unless Melton is like lying because he knew I was watching somehow,
Yeah.
then it seems like he's taking it as a fairly good sport. I don't know how he usually reacts to the Mike David stuff. Maybe there's more there that I don't know about. But Aaron's like, he's coming unhinged because Mike David is talking about him again. And then I click over and heard Patrick Melton, and he's like, oh yeah, it was funny.
In all seriousness, if Mike David were to talk about this program, I'd probably watch it. And if he said something about me, I'd be like, yeah, he's right.
Well, that's the thing. Like he's a perceptive guy.
Yeah. Like that has been the thought in the back of my head. Yeah.
Even like when he's talked about guys I like, I'm like, that's a fair point. You know, like,
yeah.
There's plenty to mock about this show. So I'm sure Mike David would do a fine job. I would listen to it. I'd brace myself and dive in. And then we'd play clips of it probably. Whereas Aaron can't really do that. He can't play the clips of Mike David talking about Steel Toe because then Aaron loses the control of spinning it to his listeners. Like, oh yeah, Mike David loves me.
Yeah, those clips would be like labeled like clip 3. This one hurts more than the last one did.
Yeah. This is where I started to think about not doing this anymore.
This is why I actually canceled the Patreon. Snap.
I gave everyone their money back for the last 4 years.
Someone pretending to be Moody writes, Super Tips could afford you a good camera, blurry AF. I don't want to be in business with anybody who says really questionable stuff about CP.
Okay, so this is interesting. I've also had minimal interaction with Moody. Seems like a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's about to accuse him of pedophilia as well. Now, when we do it with Craig, it's all in good fun. You know, we say go out there, paint the town red, big guy. Whatever gets you off.
Because it's not true.
But we do it we do it in good spirits, you know?
We do it in covering our ass.
For when it all comes out. But yeah, this is Aaron, like, this is seriously his go-to now. And it's funny because I've watched enough of Aaron's show to know, like, if there was some story about cancel culture or whatever, Aaron would go, here's the problem with calling someone a racist. They do it so much that it doesn't mean anything anymore. Well, it's interesting. So coming from the boy who cried pedophile.
It's voices of young children that say sexual things. No, thank you. That Moody guy is suspect as fuck. That guy.
He's talking about the super tip system. I don't know what young children he's talking about, but he's talking the system that we use on like WATS where you can essentially super chat us, but, John Sirasani will read the message or something.
Creating a program where you could take a child's voice and say sexual shit and then say the stuff like understanding pedos like he's written in like Discord and stuff. And then being friends with a guy who openly talks about that nasty shit about kids that Melton does. That guy might be worse.
So guys, help me out here. Because I won't go on This Little Piggy again. Is Moody openly a pedophile?
Yeah, and there's no ramifications.
Do I not know about that? Has he just like admitted to it and written pieces on it? Is that true? Guys, help me out here. As gearheads, you got to help me here. I can't keep going on this asshole show if that's true.
Believe he works in a field that like he works close to children.
That's what they do, Aaron. That
Work
is
with-
what they do. Just ask Craig. They sneak their way into fields that children may be about.
This is my job, basically.
Yes. Don't think I don't know why.
You're actually 6.
Gotcha. There's a human giant sketch parodying To Catch a Predator. And they have Aziz play the little kid. And it's just Aziz. So the whole time you're kind of like questioning it. And then at the end when they bust the guy, he goes, "I got a full beard, you idiot." It's very funny.
That guy's, and they're both fucking, they're the phenotype. They're the physical phenotype of a creep. People always look at the loud one and they go, "Oh, that guy's the biggest problem." And Melton is sick. Like there is something wrong with him, sure.
Absolutely. But Moody is his Joe Paterno. That's a guy who's just, he wants to collect those super tips more than anything, and he's willing to ignore whatever gruesome truths are out there.
There's something dark and sinister in there for sure.
Hey, well, like I said, if Aaron's right, let me know. I'll talk about it. I have no loyalty to these people. But like, it does seem odd that everyone that makes fun of Aaron is suddenly a pedophile.
We need an ounce of truth.
Yeah, so if you have the documentation, please let me know. But it just seems suspect. Like, it feels like this guy would be less of a pedophile if he talked about how great Steel Toe was, which seems odd to me, you know?
New goal just dropped.
What does that mean?
That's the name of this clip.
Oh. This is very exciting. I think there's a new wrinkle to the goal, which is very nice.
Results in more money for Aaron, coincidentally.
So, guys, I've made fun on here before about there being no real incentive for the goal. That's about to change, my friends. Listen to what Aaron has in store for you lucky donors.
Goal Train says that growing clip fucking kills me every time. Well, every time someone throws in $20. So this is our $10 one.
And in my club, I will splash the pot whenever the fuck I please.
Imagine getting to hear that. And that's the low price of $10, friends.
That's worth the money, I think.
Oh my God, you have to hear that over and over again. That won't get monotonous at all.
And then we have our $20 one, this one.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, brother, and you...
That, of course, we saw it.
That is the least exciting clip I've ever seen.
Why? You're not juiced up to give $20?
I'm a big fan of Jake the Snake. The DDT rules, but that's not gonna...
Right. Now imagine giving $20 and you get to hear that. He's like, "Hey, brother," or whatever the fuck he says.
You know what, Mike? I didn't think of that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be pretty cool.
Oh my God. You wouldn't even care about the show. You'd just be sitting there all day doling out 20s. 20. Gotta hear it again.
That's a great point.
Our $50 drop.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
And then
I've never heard that clip before in my entire life.
That's at least funny. That clip's always funny to me.
Yes, it's worth $50. It's not just available on the internet. No one's ever played that before.
You know, honestly, it should have been 100.
Well, you'll hear what's 100, I believe.
I have actually taken the Ric Flair one out, and I kept the Forrest Gump New Year's Eve one. That's our $100 drop. And then when we hit the goal,
it's inaudible, frankly.
When we hit the goal,
you don't even know what happens.
It's the loudest scene in the history of movies.
It's just, yeah, you can kind of hear they're celebrating New Year's, and he's like, "Wouldn't that be isn't that worth $100?"
This is our hitting the goal one.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Oh, guys, I hope we hit the goal so we can hear that.
That was pretty sick.
Oh man, it's so fun.
So we've got them all. We're adding a little production to the old toe.
I don't think you are.
In 2025. 195 away from today. Thank you guys very much for your...
Well, guys, get him halfway there and you can hear... I did that without you guys paying me $100, so pony up. Come on.
About to crush this place with positivity.
Hold on. Do we have no Jetta drop by any chance?
Not off the cuff here.
Oh, you bitch.
I don't have it. Right.
All right, fine. Well, we might. You know what? We'll have them in the future if you guys pay us lots of money. Isn't that exciting? You could hear a drop of Richard Ojeda if you give us hundreds of dollars.
Next we have smaller goals.
Oh, well, this is what's nice is that we kind of missed this. I talked about it with Carl on WATP last week. So Aaron has a system. Craig, see if you follow along with this. So let's say on the first day of the year.
Yep.
On the first day of the year, we hit the goal. You with me so far?
Follow.
I know you get excited for hitting goals.
Love goals.
But here's the thing about hitting the goal on the first day. We don't just hit the goal. We exceed the goal by double. Imagine that. Then what happens?
I hate steel toe math so much.
Why?
What
happens? What happens if you make 2 goals in one day? This is an easy one.
Next day it's free.
Well, you would think.
Wait. Is this the surplus? We in a surplus?
Now you're getting there. Yes.
Okay.
So the next day, the goal is like $50 less.
Oh.
And then if you hit the goal that day, it's like $25 less on Monday, you know? Like
so why wouldn't you do like if you went way over goal, the next day, if you like missed the goal by $5, you take $5 from the surplus and you hit the goal.
Well, because then people lose motivation to make their goals. You have to keep people thirsty, you know?
That's
people
true.
have to be... There has to be a need to hit the goals. If you take that away, people get complacent.
That's
lackadaisical.
Numero uno, Josh Denny fan with $2 says chunk play. I don't think that's I don't think you and I watch the same football. I don't know if $2 is a chunk play. Let's check it out.
That's good. Shame them for not giving enough. That's
175 away from today. Let's knock out that first goal of the year, pretty please. We got about 20 minutes until 9 o'clock. We like to be under 100 by 9. Otherwise, I'm gonna
kill ourselves.
We get a Cybertruck and go to Trump Tower.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. It is, by the way, all the links are in the chat if you want to go check them out. Click on them, leave us 10, 15, $20. Let's hammer out that first goal of 2020.
If you give 10 or $20, imagine what you could hear. A clip of someone going, "Pay this man," or whatever the fuck.
A black guy calling Hulk Hogan the N-word.
You can't just look that up for free.
No.
Days like today, because like the first 2.5 hours of the show, the goal doesn't really get mentioned because it's a small...
You know what? You bring up a good point too. That's the thing. I just thought of this, where like Kirk would never do this, I don't think. But if he wanted to, like the drops on that show are exclusive. So if someone said like, "Hey, here's $20, I want to hear the Clemmer Dana Beers drop,"
right?
You know what I mean? Like, because that actually is the one place you would hear that.
Right.
These are just random things that Aaron likes that you can find anywhere.
Imagine going to try to find that clip. Like,
right, exactly.
If you want to use the Dana Beers clip for this, short of like asking Dave or Justin for it,
right, it would be very difficult to find.
To find it.
So yeah, like that's at least something. Like cater it to your show. But Aaron isn't capable of making fun of himself, so he doesn't have drops of himself. He has to do, Jimmy Superfly Snuka or whatever the fuck he's playing.
I've now decided that like when we have small goals on the show, when we're like $100 ahead, I used to be like, "Oh, today will be an easy day." I don't do that anymore because I know
why. Why did you think that? Today will be an easy day. What does that mean?
Super simple.
First 2 hours of the show will be nice and easy. The last 2 hours might get the seas might be a little choppier.
Hold on, let me get this. Whoa, Aaron, you're working on different wavelengths, baby. You're too smart for me. Slow down.
I can't follow.
You're telling me when the goal is less, when the goal is only like $100, the first 2 hours are easy, quote unquote, because you don't have to beg.
That's right.
But then you have to beg in the last hour because no one gave you money. Why not just beg the whole show then? Like, what's the difference? You know what I mean?
Beg
what
out the
pride? What pride are you saving?
Wouldn't you rather get them out of the way and then relax the rest of the show?
I like that he's like easy. Hey, hold on 1 sec. All right, guys, quick super chat right now. My Venmo, by the way, if you'd rather hit me up on Venmo, it's at Blind Mike Geary. Super chat, gifted memberships are open. Turn on your gifted memberships if you want to accept. Hit us with some money. Oh my God. The amount that I just worked.
Are you gonna be okay? Do I need to stop the stream?
Hold on. Wish I had an oxygen machine in here. That was a lot. So now that I realize Aaron is right, that would be tough to do for a full 4 hours. So now I understand. So let's stop the begging for a little while. I need a breather.
If I could find it, the best thing to have on like a certain tip would be when you clutched your chest and fell out of your seat. Do you remember that?
I know. I believe Lieutenant Kirk tweeted it out when it happened.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably 4 years ago.
Oh yeah, it was very early on.
Yeah.
But that would be.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Someone tips $100, you grabbing your chest. That would make sense.
Because the door, I did that, and I heard footsteps hustling, and this door opened slightly, and I had to go. No, it's fine.
It's fine.
Someone thought I died. The stroke she's always been waiting for.
I've become. I've noticed the patterns now. Let's jump back into the news, and then I won't fucking worry. 175, go knock it out. Go contribute. Go help get 2025 off to a good start.
He's so perceptive. He's noticed that when he's not begging over, after 4 years, he's finally noticed that if he's not relentlessly begging, people don't even think to give him money.
No shit.
He goes, I notice patterns. This is what like Opie does when he props himself up as a great. He's like, I notice things in people. I'm just working. My mind's always working on the show. I'm just thinking about the show. That's what Aaron does. Like Aaron thinks he's Kumia,
the radio
big Opie
show.
Anthony guy. Aaron thinks he's Kumia when he's very Opie. What next, huh?
We do have Easy Money's wife with $9.99 says I'll donate since Easy Money never does. Happy New Year. That's $10. Thank you. Oh, I squeaked.
And in my club, I will splash the pot whenever the fuck I please.
All right. Worth every penny. 120. Now, hold on. Now that I see it on display, I think to myself, oh, man, that's good.
That was magical.
How many? I look at my bank account and I divide it by 10. I think, how many of these can I afford?
5 away from today's goal. Keep it going. Oh, and by the way, Easy Money, that's definitely a challenge to you. Easy Money's wife is definitely fucking with you.
Ooh, Easy Money, you better get on it.
You scam.
Come on, Easy Money. What do you say?
All right. We're about to hit the final countdown. So before that, in honor of the final countdown, I'll read our super chats.
Oh, please, yes.
Dumb donkey noise, $5. Without me doing anything different, by some miracle, my RSS feed has loaded every episode for the past 2 weeks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? I wonder what happened 2 weeks ago that may have caused that.
I don't know, but you saw they were there. Don't know what to tell you. I too didn't do anything different. Rock Orb 2002, $5. Funny how Aaron talks about a book without a jacket. Meanwhile, Nick was putting his book without a jacket in April.
That's fun.
That's fun. Stewie Felt, $2. My kids smudged my signed Mein Kampf.
He's saying he was so worried about people finding that World War II book. I don't know why.
I don't either. Dawn Fried Chicken, $5. Aaron referring to his ex-wife as co-host and pretending not to know about her doing cocaine is truly psychotic.
She came in here. I thought, my God, she's on drugs again. Like, you live with her, Aaron. Like, you couldn't have been that shocked.
Whiskey Dick, €10. What would happen to the lol cows like Aaron or Stuttering John or KB when they are truthful? Would it physically hurt or just break the fantasy world they live in? I bet it would kill them somehow.
I'll tell you what it would do. It would stop all of us.
Right.
It would be bad news for me. I'd be like, I guess we can't talk about this guy anymore. He's found reality.
Oh, hold on here 1 second.
About to crush his place with positivity.
Starberry, $50.
The only drop that Craig has.
only one I have available. Let's hear that $50 clip again, please.
Play it again then.
About to crush his place with positivity.
There we go. Thank you, Starberry.
Much
appreciated. Kidding aside.
Dominic, $2. Goal.
Oh, we're getting there, baby. Don't worry. Strap in. Because here's the thing: is like we started this ahead, so I thought it was going to be an easy day the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then I learned if I'm not constantly asking you for money, you're not giving it. So, so here we go.
Hulkamania gifted 1 Blind Mike Project membership.
Thank you, buddy.
Whiskey Dick gifted 1 Blind Mike Project membership.
Oh, thank you, guys.
And Ewa gifted 1 Blind Mike Project membership. And that is the story so far.
Much appreciated. Now, if you gift 50 memberships, we'll play a drop of Alec Baldwin. Won't that be fun? Could you imagine hearing his voice?
It's him going bang, bang. That'd be fantastic.
So, all right, let's get into the goal, shall we?
Absolutely. Here. Strap in, people.
This is a long one.
We officially have 5 minutes left.
Hurry!
MSO
Run.
says, where'd it go? He says, wow, a loss this early in the year would be sad.
Oh, MSO, he's the true Beggy monster.
Okay, from today's goal, let's knock it out. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats. Oh, I'm sorry. Kyler wanted a toot for his renewed membership.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Aaron, I've said this before. Have some dignity.
Holy fuck.
Stop digging. Stop digging lower.
Endable as it used to be. I gotta say. $80 away. Let's have some drops coming in here. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats.
I can't hear that anymore.
Rumble rants. We got the Red Bar clip coming up. And
imagine if you listen every day. Imagine how we talk about him at most once a week. Imagine how monotonous it must get listening to him every day go Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble rants in the same order 10 times a day. I mean, that's like
that's terrible.
Oh, it's my Bane mask, by the way. Doom Clone wants to know what kind of headphones I wear. So a lot of drama, high drama here in the last 5 minutes of the program.
Read every chat, Aaron. Kill some time.
You could have just answered him. It would have been quicker than whatever the fuck he just did.
Or also not. He could have not read it. That would have also been acceptable.
That's true.
All drama and the money is flowing in. Nobody's doing all drama. No, but that's my problem with you. It's not all drama. I cut back. It's kind of like people who complain about Pitbull stories. There's so much stuff that I'm interested in that I
exactly like that. It's exactly like people that complain about Pitbull stories, whatever that means.
I have no idea.
You complain and I try to cater to you. And there would probably be an audience that would come for that. I don't do it because I don't want to upset the originals. I don't want to.
You're a spineless jellyfish. You're a coward who dictates what you talk about based on what you think will make the most money. You don't have any actual interests. You just think, hey, these people, these pay pigs will donate every day if I do exactly what they want. That's just, it means you have nothing inside you, Aaron. You have no passion. You're just like, what will they pay me the most to talk about?
Here. So I don't do that. Could more money come in if I maybe leaned in a little? Yeah, perhaps. But
yeah, that's what Aaron's doing. He's doing the thing that'll make him the least money.
Absolutely.
Aaron's so committed to the art that he's not doing the thing that'll make him money. He's doing the thing. It's very interesting in Aaron's mind. He's like, I'm not doing the thing the fans are asking me for. I'm doing the thing that will make me the least money.
I'm surprised.
It's like, no, what you're saying is the fans literally asked you to do this. How would you make less money doing that?
I'm surprised, like, when he hits a certain amount of money, he doesn't do like the slide flute, like the wheel.
He should.
He's on his way. It's not out of the question.
Craig, he's blowing a kazoo.
I know.
He might as well be there.
Actually, it was a happy birthday horn.
Yeah, whatever.
It was worse than a kazoo.
So I purposely hold off on things I like because I don't want to upset you. I just wish there was a little more recognition of that.
That might be the craziest thing a broadcaster has ever said. I hold off on things I like just to please you. I wish you would appreciate that more. I wish you'd recognize me for that. What a bizarre relationship to have with your audience. Aaron, talk about whatever the fuck you want, and the people that enjoy it will listen. I'm sure there are people that are like, I don't really give a shit about Coach HP, and turned it off. There are probably people that are like, I'm really only here for Steel Toe. I'll check back in when he starts talking to Steel Toe. It's not up to me as the host to go, oh, we lost one there. We lost two. This should be a topic I stop talking about, I guess.
Nope.
I'm going to talk about what I want, and you guys can watch at your leisure. How does that sound?
Because you seem to complain about it a lot. But then I do very little of it, which you need to admit I do very little of it.
Every day.
And
it's like me that's like me saying I do very little Steel Toe coverage at this point.
We barely talk about it. Speaking of things we barely talk about anymore, the D'Elia episode never came out.
No, he did one early this year that we did talk about. So maybe he's wised up and he's like, well, they get enough Kristen throughout the year.
She's been burying me for years.
Yeah.
You'll still bitch. And I love you. I think we're having a very constructive conversation. Oh my God, Scuba Nerd with $50.
Yes, you know what that means, gang.
Puncher says fake dono. Where's the 50 number?
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
Oh my God.
There we go. That's 40 in our pocket. $40.
He should drop confetti every time there's a $50 donation.
This is embarrassing and I have nothing to do with it. Oh my God.
Aaron made $50.
I'm surprised like the isn't like playing.
I can't. I have no idea what that was, but
old school like cartoon song.
Okay. It derailed my thought. God damn it.
That was just insane secondhand embarrassment.
It really was. It's what's interesting to me is he's always like, well, when we make extra money, it goes back into the show. There's never been a moment where someone's like, hey, Aaron made $50. That means we get more blank. There's no like, hey, Aaron made an extra $50. That will result in factor X. There's nothing to show for this money. Aaron is blowing a fucking horn, a New Year's celebration horn that his kids were playing with. To be like, you gave me $50. We got to hear someone say the N-word, and I'm blowing a kazoo.
Woohoo!
Well, let's finish it off and knock it out. Thank you, Scuba Nerd. Oh, my goodness. Oh, boy. $40 from...
You got to admit, though, that makes it a little easier on our hearts. We can relax a little bit here.
True. A good chunk of it taken out.
Yeah.
2025. Thank you very much. I do agree with Sam Show on something. He says, if you want drama, stick to the sector. Nobody gives a flying fuck about the Dabbleverse. It's boring boomer shit. Sector has people that are like 50% bedbug. I do agree with him on that. The sector's way more entertaining than that fucking Dabbleverse.
Oh, you said it, Aaron. Totally, my man. We should watch Aaron's interview with Carl at some point, I think.
Okay.
We might have to do that because Aaron has talked a lot of smack about this Dabbleverse.
What's the sector? Am I way out of it?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know either. But it is maybe Nick Rekieta's world. I'm not sure. But it is interesting the way he's talked about the Dabbleverse when Aaron is a guy that tried desperately to get in it. I looked back, my very few exchanges with Aaron. One of them says, I really like Who Are These Socials? It's a great addition to the Who Are These network. That's a guy that always thought the Dabbleverse was gay, man.
Like sometimes Approachable gets to the point where I just bring up a name and I want to mention something in passing. It's not a part of the actual show. And he'll go, yeah, fucking bullshit drama. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just wanted to mention something I saw for a minute. That's it.
Well, Aaron,
You know-
maybe if you didn't let everyone dictate your show, that wouldn't bother. Maybe you weren't reading the chat the whole time and you just actually had shit to talk about. People could be, right now, people in the chat, this is the luxury of being blind. I'm very lucky in this way. People right now could be like, oh, another steel toe segment, bullshit. Or they could have said that during Bert Kreischer or Coach HP or Ray DeVito, whatever we've talked about today. I don't know it because I'm paying attention to the show and what I want to talk about. So either stop fixating on that or do everything they say. Those are your two options. Because the show will get grinded to a halt if you're like, well, you asked me not to talk about that as much, so I didn't.
I listened, though.
To strike a balance on this show. You know, other shows, they don't do shows. They just cover drama all the time. That's all they do.
Right. I guess that's us. Get back to what you were doing, Aaron. Go ahead.
Come on, that is a show.
No, this isn't a show. We just cover bullshit. Aaron, back to your show. Let's hear it.
And we have to actually strike a balance because we do a real show and we have fans that want a real show. But we also
all right, get to it. Let's hear it.
You see this? Can you cover this? And I want to keep them happy as well. And
that's good. That's big of you, man.
I will say this: the drama people don't bitch when we do like normal morning show shit. In fairness to them,
He's totally lost. I have no idea what he's talking about anymore. The drama people don't bitch.
You
said they were bitching.
Half the time I don't know what he's talking about, especially when he's talking about the goal and how much is left, and then also
he puts people in these. But it's actually very difficult to explain or understand because he's like, this is what internet people do. I don't know if you know this. The internet, it really caught fire. It's everywhere. So I don't know like when he's like these internet people. That means nothing to me. It doesn't segment anyone. So I can never figure out who he's talking about. Here's the problem with internet people. Like,
all right, guys,
people using the internet?
I can't believe that. What are we doing right now?
Minute and a half left. $40 away from today's goal. We are inside of $50, and that's
good. We're back to the show now. We can take notes on how to do a show.
That last 40. We've got a minute and 15 seconds to go. Approachable and I having a lover's spat here during the overtime portion. Throw in a couple of bucks. Sapphire says, Aaron, you do a good balance of stories and drama. Thank you.
It's weird he found that one. That's crazy.
Yeah,
the chat's moving so quick. It's odd that he spotted that one.
Clone says the Dabbleverse is very retarded. Be sure to check out my Dabbleverse drama YouTube channel. It will make
Shout out to Doom, by the way. Doom's paying.
Shout out Doom.
What is it? It's Doom's Saya or Doom's.
Aaron actually doesn't message you them all the time.
He knows exactly what this fucking is.
What is it again? What is your name, good sir?
YouTube. I want to make sure
You're blonde, Mike.
With the respect it deserves. All right, guys, we got.
Oh, he did that to me, literally.
Blonde Mike?
No, but like he's like, what is a blind Mike? I don't even. What is that?
To go. 1 minute left. $40 away
that
from.
Flew by.
It did. It's flying. He's putting the pressure on him.
It's you know what it is? Back in the day when we were young, like we hadn't experienced many goals, so they felt longer. It's like when you're a little kid, like a year feels like forever.
Yeah,
now it just flies right by.
Yeah, right now we're just full of worry.
Yeah, we know we might not make this goal.
We are still alive for overtime, but I'd like to get us to 0 before. Zenman Builds with $1 says, come on. Let's do credit for.
He did the joke. He did $1.
Those guys I love. Like the guys that super chat and are like, come on, gang, let's start a rally. And they give $1. So Aaron will be like, here's a guy who's not fucking with us, definitely.
He's always said it would be the funniest way to do it.
It would be really, really funny if 40 people gave $1 right now. Oh, the laughs we'd have.
We're at that point. But I want to knock out the whole thing. I don't like begging during overtime. Makes me look like an even bigger piece of shit than I am. So let's jump in.
Imagine this poor bastard. He's his own boss and the only employee now, virtually, of Johnny Crutches.
Yeah.
He has complete autonomy. And he's like, God, I really hate having to do this. Don't! You're the guy, Aaron. You run shit. He acts like, the network is going to make me beg at the end here. I don't like to do that. But, the boss is going to be breathing down my neck.
PayPal, Rumble, Streamlabs, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble. Get it done, boys and girls. Here we go. The beggiest man in the business wants to get this shit.
That's a little prequel for something we've got saved for you guys.
Care of. So let's chime in. Let's jump in. 10, 9,
Ew.
8,
Ew.
7, 6, 5, 4,
5.5, 4, 4 3/4.
It's going to be a lot easier road the sooner we knock out this 40 during overtime. I want to do this red ball.
Wait, so it doesn't end there?
No. Oh, you don't know this?
I forget the rules, man. They're all-
Craig, you simple man. We're under 50. You see?
It's a bonus 30.
Okay, you know that much.
Yes.
These people, you think they get off scot-free?
Oh.
You think they? What do you think? They just made $40 today? I don't think so. The next 30 minutes is on credit, so they owe him over the course of the next half hour. They owe him collectively $40 that they have to pay. So he's going to give you. By the way, the whole episode he's teasing the one good thing he had, and he stopped. I should have had more of it because he spent like 7 minutes. He's like, I can't start another topic. I want to get to this Red Bar clip, but I need to beg for the next. So he like completely derails his show to be like, all right, guys, we want to hear this Red Bar clip, don't we? It would be like today if I had no other topics. And then I'm like, all right, it's 10:45. We got another hour and 15 minutes to kill before we start talking Steel Toe. Blindmike.net is where all our links are. Donate, I guess. Become a member. All right, hour and 14 minutes. Time's ticking away. Okay.
Yeah.
Like he really had one topic he wanted to get to and was just killing time essentially till he could talk about Mike David. But what were we talking about? Okay. So yeah, they're on credit in the last half hour. So he has to continue begging unless, I mean, they could bang out this $40 right now, you know?
That's true.
But then we don't have to worry about it while we're talking about Mike David.
But it's not funny that way.
No, that's where you're wrong, actually. You've misunderstood. It would be funny if they donate $1 at a time in the last, 30 seconds. Like, if they all come in at once, that'd be funny.
Oh, gotcha.
Now we're in overtime. Now you're eating up business hours.
Yeah, overtime, there's no laughs.
Yeah, now you're eating up time that could be better spent talking about Red Bar.
Right.
So what we're looking for is one single $40 donation. Then that's when that would be funny.
Our thing. I really do. I thought it was really good work that Mike did. But do we want to interrupt to fucking beg for money the whole time?
I'd hate that.
I would hate to be married to this guy.
I don't know. Do we want to do that?
I have no idea why she turned to cocaine.
You said I had to go with either of your mothers, but is that really the best? I don't know if that's the best use of my time.
I'm allergic to lasagna.
You just can't.
I'm gonna sit and loiter for just a minute while we try to make that.
I love the terms he uses.
$40.
So now that I've given you all the proper context, Craig, can you guess what loitering is?
It's when you just wait in between segments, baby.
Yep. All right, you check your watch. You take a drink of water. You're like, all right. I guess we're about to move on.
Are you bored
to
yet?
Red Bar. Here I am moving on to the next subject. Here we go. 1, 1.5. I'm doing it.
Bringing up
really
a long time.
We've talked a lot about how he treats his audience like they're his kids, and he's trying to get them to do something.
Right.
And that's what he does here. He's like, okay, I guess we're going to talk about Red Bar now. It is. I remember the tone he uses. I remember, I guess Mike doesn't want anything for Christmas. No, Santa, he's lying.
Yeah.
Don't believe this. That's what Aaron thinks his audience is doing. He's like, oh, shit, I better get this in before he moves on to Red Bar, and I have to interrupt him. I'd hate to be the guy that interrupts him with a super chat.
Is Red Bar on Patreon only? Or
Not Patreon. He has his own his own website, his own subscription service, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is our last clip, Mike.
Okay, so this is where Aaron talks about us. I teased this in the title because I feel it's significant.
Definitely.
You may remember, you were here when we talked about the Beggy monster. Yes, Craig?
Yes. Yep.
I want to start this by apologizing to Aaron and any of the viewers that got confused. Anyone who saw that particular segment and got confused my intent. Because I left a little gray area. You weren't quite sure the direction I was going. I apologize to all the people that thought that I invented the Beggy monster and that I thought it was really, really cool. I know it's probably the vibe I gave off. That the Beggy monster was a cool thing that I wanted to implement in my show.
We needed it.
So I really apologize if people thought it was my original thought. It was actually, and I was very subtle about this, so it was hard to tell.
Yep.
I was actually making fun of the Beggy monster and found it to be a ridiculous thing for a 40-year-old man to say.
Are you guys happy the fourth wall's been torn down?
I'm sorry to do it, but I work in such disguise. No one can ever quite tell which direction I'm going. I'm so vague and mysterious when it comes to this stuff. So if it was...
Might be rubbing off on me, but real quick. Mistress Meg, $5. SP has a pit bull. She must be the complainer.
Ah, okay.
I don't even get that.
Well, it's good to interject with something you don't get.
We have a couple.
In the middle of my sentence.
We have a couple. The Beggy monsters got hooks in me. Dang Lizard, €5. I know it'll be tempting, but I'm donating just so you will not play the kazoo.
Well, your wish has been granted, Dang Lizard.
Again, that's something I'm doing. That's not me. Just so you know. That's not my real voice.
It fooled me. Poodlerific, $2. Are you going to cover Opie reacting to Jim leaving radio?
Oh, has he done it already? That's a little premature, but yes, definitely. That's a good one.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be actually great if he reacts to him leaving and tomorrow he's like, I'm staying.
Good suggestion.
And that is it.
Okay. Well, so now that this has no real lead-in and Craig has completely chopped up the flow I was going for, let's just hear Aaron, I guess.
Thank you, Hitler Diff. Hitler Diff said, you need to bring back the Beggy monster. I love how I called myself the Beggy monster and then other people jumped on it like they...
You didn't call yourself that,
no,
you dickhead.
You said he was in your closet.
You said, look out. The Beggy monster might be coming. If you don't give me money, the Beggy monster will come out. So this is Aaron saying, like, I stole the Beggy monster. Let's listen to this and then break it down.
You need to bring back the Beggy monster. I love how I called myself the Beggy monster and then other people jumped on it like they invented it. Like, sorry, bitches. You can't jump on my back. You do that enough. You can't keep taking my shit. I take my shit.
Oh, come on. I wanted to play that wrestling clip.
What is the scenario in which the Beggy monster could be looked at as cool?
But Aaron, I have to completely stop taking from you. The next person that donated, I wanted to play Jake the Snake. Come on. Please. Can I please do it just once more?
You donate $5. We got Macho Man Randy Savage doing a flying elbow off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want that to be my own, Aaron. I want everyone to think that was me.
Yeah.
So, Aaron, for anyone that misunderstood, I heard Aaron talk about the Beggy monster, and I actually found it to be quite ridiculous. So we mocked it for 2 hours.
Yes. Fun show.
I didn't, and I apologize for giving off this feeling to everyone. I apologize for making you guys think that I thought it was a really cool character I came up with. Like, what a douche he comes off in that clip.
Yeah.
Where he's like, sorry, bitches. There's a new sheriff in town. Why is he doing that voice?
The Beggy monster's mine. Get off my fucking back.
Sorry, bitches. You can. He's audibly like loosening his jeans. Sorry, bitches.
He wears the Beggy monster like a Hell's Angel wears a cut.
Sorry, bitches, this is mine. Not to mention, we haven't even mentioned the fact that he was blocking people who mentioned the Beggy Monster.
Yes.
And now he's like, I've always owned it. It's always been mine. Sorry, bitches. You guys can't take it from me. This is a thing. Like, someone asked about him. Someone asked him about it like a week or two ago, and he goes, "What's a blind mic?" And now he's like, "You've made your entire career off of me. The Beggy Monster is where I draw the line."
That's his IP.
You know what, Aaron? Have it. Take the Beggy Monster back, implement it in your show the exact way you did, and I'm sure no one will make fun of you ever again.
Red Bar will be like, "Oh, this guy gets it."
This guy's cool.
I didn't realize he was so sick.
Oh, Red Bar will think you're so cool if you do the Beggy Monster, Aaron. Oh, keep doing it, please. You know what, Aaron? Total permission. I give it back to you. I'm sorry for stealing it. It was definitely theft, what I did. It wasn't a totally original thing that you kind of ignored and tried to keep quiet for a while. It was me stealing from your genius. I just thought I had to have the Beggy Monster, damn it.
I needed it. That's what happens. It's like you said, it's Smeagol. It just takes over you.
Sorry, bitches. Not on my watch. We got cool Aaron. We got cool Coach HP. We got cool Bert today. And cool Tom Myers. What a day it's been.
Tom Myers was actually fucking cool.
Tom Myers is the coolest of the bunch.
By far.
Not even close.
By far.
But yeah, guys, let Aaron know that I'm fully surrendering. He can have the Beggy Monster back, and I even apologize for that. So let him know. I'm sure he'll handle that with a lot of grace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he'll definitely take that well and not totally spin what I mean by that.
No.
And I'm sure that'll be good for him. Imagine now trying to be like, I am the Beggy Monster. That's what he did. He just said, it's as if someone wrote up like The Dark Knight was a different guy. And now Bruce Wayne is like, it's actually me. And Gotham City is like, I don't think so, pal.
So cool.
I'm surprised Aaron didn't take off a mask in that moment. He's like, guys, I actually am the Beggy Monster. That was you, Aaron?
Yeah, it's the same level as like, wow. Just something like that from radio.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, the signature bit, you mean.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Do you have time to do Joe Matarese? I think we could fit him in here. I don't think it'll be as long as we think.
Well, the first video is 8 minutes long.
Yeah, but we'll get the gist of it pretty quick, I think.
Okay, hold on.
All right. Yeah, so we'll talk about Joe Matarese here. One other thing I wanted to note while you pull that up. Cardiff mentioned, this is an actual question Cardiff had. He said our YouTube channel, don't include this in the Joe Matarese segment, you guys are clipping it. But our YouTube channel, when we're live, it doesn't come up on our homepage. Could we fix that?
Doesn't?
I guess not, according to Cardiff.
We went live today. I got a notification on my phone.
You get notification, but if you go to our YouTube channel, it's not like on the homepage for some reason.
Let's see.
Well, no, it's not. I just mean food for thought later.
Well, I can hit play on this. We do need to get going.
All right, well, let's get to Joe Matarese now.
Now the one that you're discussing, if something is happening in this video, that one.
Oh yes,
yeah, okay.
Yes, yeah, guys, I need you to open your ears here. We talked about this with our friend Pete Gurgio in the past. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say not our friend, just to be very clear, based on certain messages that I've got.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not my friend. But we've talked about it with Pete Gurgio in the past, and now with Joe Matarese, I wonder something, and it's again very subtle, much like the Beggy Monster. So see if you can hear what I think might be happening in this video.
So what do you think? Saquon, is he going to break the record?
Yes!
This is Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa, and Mickey, Burgess Meredith from Rocky, discussing Saquon is going to break.
Oh, so this is one for the kids.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's 283 yards he needs in the next two games. Am I correct? Or is it 286? Philly fans will know. It's usually
Who gives a shit?
Definitely worth holding up the show.
It's also, maybe if you're going to do this bit for 8 minutes, maybe know that fact, you know?
Whole bit is the whole video?
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's why I said we could probably wrap it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's like an old Rain Man in the front. Yeah.
And also, I went to our homepage. It is the first thing on there. We are live.
Oh, Cardiff.
26. Definitely.
Do you notice anything here so far?
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm listening intently.
Okay. You don't think... Well, based on what he's saying is so hilarious, so it might be hard to deduce.
And it's in Philly, so who knows if he like opened with this and he's still in that grace period.
You think?
I don't know.
You think he's crushing this hard with this bit?
I can't.
All right, let's hear a little more.
143 a game.
It's not real.
Yes! You did it, Joe! Yes!
The audience is crystal clear and his mic is not, so this is not real.
Oh, yeah, you think? I'm glad you finally came around. Yeah. There is that Rocky himself?
I think so.
Oh my God!
I don't know if you can do it. You know, 2 games. We got Jalen Hurts.
It's amazing. Those watching might dispute it, but those of you just listening on all audio platforms, you are correct. He's performing in front of Madison Square Garden.
Concussion protocol.
Yeah! We love it, Joe!
The thing he's not doing that Giorgio did is this is a real stage that he's on. At least give him
Well, that's true. No, he's definitely in front of an audience. I just suspect the laughs might be sweetened a bit. Now let's focus in, regardless of what it sounds like to you, let's focus in on if the actual jokes match the laughs, shall we?
Oh, definitely not. But I have to keep giving it to him. He's talking about the Eagles doing Rocky in Philly.
I guess, but even so.
They do have a statue of this guy.
If someone comes here and he's like, hey, Tom Brady, 6 Super Bowls.
Oh, shit. Is Brady on Blind Mike Brother right now?
Yes! Keep going! Talk about Belichick!
I couldn't duck, you know.
Hey, Teddy Bruschi. What are you doing
here? Teddy Bruschi.
Troy Brown, pretty good player, you know, underrated.
Two-way player.
Concussion protocol, you know. I don't know. But I think he can do it. You know, 282 yards, it ain't that much, you know. You got 2 games, you know. It ain't happening.
You think this crowd is like, yes, Burgess Meredith! There he is! Oh, I didn't think he was going to do Mickey, but by God, did he?
This bit fucking sucks.
Why?
This is so dated. His Rocky's good. The Mick isn't as good.
But can you imagine, though? Imagine, if you will, for a moment.
This is the funniest thing ever said, apparently, according to this.
I should turn around and come back after I do this. But can you imagine if Rocky Balboa was talking about Saquon Barkley?
I could.
Oh, my God, what he'd say about it?
I could. He'd probably be saying,
this guy's pretty good, this guy. He runs for a lot of yards.
Oh, we get a little bit of playoffs or something.
Hey, Mikey, that's like when you guys got Corey Dillon, you know? They weren't that dedicated to offense before.
Yeah.
And then they kind of changed things. Then they got Randy Moss a few years later, you know what I'm saying? And all kinds of records they had. And the cry, imagine at home you guys are all going, yes, Mike, you're doing it! I can't believe it!
On, do it again?
Hey, you know, the Fleetgate, we won, we still won after that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, quiet down. Oh, come on, you're too kind. Oh, I don't deserve it, you know? Remember Spygate, that Eric Mangini.
You need Jacobs to hand it off to Saquon Barkley.
Well, at least, is this Burgess Meredith or the other guy?
This looks like it was filmed in 1982.
Whichever if he's doing Mickey or Paulie, whichever one he's doing, you can tell it's a good impression because I'm not sure.
The Rocky is good.
The Rocky's fine. It's not. I'll tell you, it's not good enough to go. Well, what if Rocky were in modern day Philly? You know what I mean? Like, it's good enough if you're Dan Soder and you've crafted a bit around it or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough to be Rich Little and just go, I am not a crook.
Right.
It's like, oh, hey, we know who you're doing.
Yeah, you got a red shirt on.
I thought it was Charles Barkley, you sick one.
Hey, but it wasn't. It's a different guy, Rock. You idiot.
Manny Musk gets $5. I'm a Philly comic. Saying "Go Birds" always gets applause, but they don't instantly laugh at any Eagles Rocky reference.
I was gonna say, they're not retarded, Craig.
Hey, I was trying to.
That's the thing we like. Hey, you know, clam chowder.
He does this for 5 more minutes.
Hey, you got Sam Adams, Fenway Park, you know? I'm kind of doing Rodney, too. But
Oh, my God.
I think you're being negative, Mickey.
It ain't negative, it's a fact, kid. It ain't gonna happen. So many guys.
His mix sucks.
You saw that white guy quarterback.
This Nick Sirianni, I thought he was going to get fired. He's lasted the whole season.
I don't know. You cried during the national anthem or something.
Last week.
What was his name? What was his name?
This is how you know it's fake, too. He's asking questions over an applause break. He would be reveling in that.
but why is Joe Matarese now asking his name?
I don't fucking know.
It seemed like he broke character for a moment.
I think so.
Hey, this this Aaron Hernandez is a bad dude. I don't get. And Craig's going, yes, we know him.
Is he?
We know who that is here.
The only thing I can think of is maybe he's opening for someone that has like a weird.
Kevin Hart? Who?
Maybe.
Who could it possibly be getting this reception?
There is a stool there, so maybe he is opening for Kevin Hart.
I'll tell you, he was never first Pickens.
It's Pickett. It's Kenny Pickett, but okay.
Yeah, I just think you're being negative. You're being too hard, you know? All you got to do is aim the ball and you run. I mean, how big you got to be to go like that? Right?
It's weird. You heard one laugh and then uproarious laughter following it.
Yeah.
It's strange how that works.
This continues for 4.5 more minutes.
Oh my God. I'm having fun with it though, kind of.
10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards. Do that like 30 times, you know?
Yeah, you're right, Craig. It must be that it's Philly that the laughs are so loud. You know what morons they are, that if someone goes, hey, football, Lincoln Financial, they're like, oh my God.
I said it before I got a good listen.
End zones, yardage. We like that stuff. We follow the game.
Oh, really? That's what you think? You really think they can do it, Keith?
I do. That's the truth. I do. I believe they can do it.
I really do, Keith. You should. You really do.
This is where the art would come is right here. If he just took out a gun and blew his brains out.
That'd be the funniest thing about that.
You'd be like, what? Yes! A standing ovation.
You find
That's
out
beautiful.
Everyone in the first few rows has a poncho on.
Just listen. It falls to a silence, which seems impossible given his editing. But it somehow falls to a silence, and he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing with myself no more. I delete all my videos right after I post them because I'm worried other shows are going to make fun of me, and I don't know. They say my wife pays for everything, and it's just I'm trying to follow my dreams, and I got on America's Got Talent, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't go so well. and then Red Boss started cutting. People were like, "Is
Enough.
this still the Rocky thing? What's going on?"
No, it's gonna broken down secondary punk like me.
They're not even saying anything funny. It's a real conversation.
Detroit is gonna do it.
He's playing football, Rock. He used to play for the Giants, and he doesn't. They're in the same conference.
Beat him bad.
Yeah, beat him bad.
I didn't get this far when I watched it. It's got to end with just win, right?
Maybe it has to
Win.
if he's clever.
Yeah.
Prairie Judge, $2. Joe should smash garlic cloves as a closer.
It's over. We won one. Accept it. Say it.
It's Kenny Pickett that he's referring to, right?
Oh yeah, he's a genius. That's why it's funny.
If this laughter is real, it has to be the dumbest crowd on the history of the planet. Where
Yeah.
they're like, Eagles stuff!
Philly's
Go Dirty Birds!
The Eagles fans, the Philly crowds are always notoriously welcoming and shit.
Right, exactly, yeah. I hope Joe gets a snowball thrown at him.
Full of batteries. Still 2.5 minutes left.
What just happened? It was like uncomfortable. Feel weird, you know.
How would it still be funny? You've heard the voice.
That's all it is. It's like sports radio, but Rocky.
Hey, they're saying I fell asleep on the mic. It's not true. It's not true.
Francesca.
Yeah. All right, we're going to go through their schedule. Jets, loss.
I like it though. I like it. Your inspiration. You know.
I heard Dave Portnoy got COVID.
Came out to me in the gym. You remember that?
I knew that.
This is crazy. He snapped.
Joe Matarese, you know.
This is where, like, if this was just a guy, if I didn't know Joe Matarese, and this is just a comic I saw, this is where I'd be leaning into Alba and just going, should we just get out of here?
Oh, yeah.
At the gym, I go, well, why you only got 10 years ago? Yeah, well, you 10 years ago, I'm there.
I don't need any of you people.
You don't know why. I didn't help you out 10 years ago.
Yeah, I do. I want to know.
You don't want to know.
I do. I want to know.
This better end with them throwing flowers on the stage.
Oh, shit.
I was the Penguin in Batman 10 years ago. Good night, David. Thank you so much.
Yes! We love you, Joe! The greatest comic ever to step into Philly.
That was more painful than I ever would have guessed for him.
That was his closer.
That's crazy.
I'm just imagining people in Philadelphia like, killing him softly was good.
You ever seen Rocky talk about Saquon?
We saw Joe Matarese do this bit where Rocky and Mickey talk about Saquon Barkley for, I don't know, 75 minutes? Is that how long it was?
Forever.
We don't need to. That was enough. I enjoyed that enough. But the other one he does, Cat Williams. Actually, it's not very long.
It's 2 minutes.
You want to play it?
Sure.
We'll just hear him do. If you guys thought his impression, we'll just hear him do Cat, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, it's really good. Spoiler.
Go see, you know. That'd be funny to go as a comedian because you would know what to fucking say to ruin a guy, you know. see if I can think on my feet now. What would that be, right? Like, who's your favorite comedian? Well, besides me,
Just a guy fucking with him.
He's so happy that guy said that.
He's like, oh, come on, you rascal.
You stop it.
1,000 Instagram followers. It can't be me. Aim higher, aim higher. Cat Williams! That'd be a good one. I'm going to show up at a Cat Williams show and just sit in the fucking front row as he's walking around with his pit cane. He goes, I'm with this bitch, and she told me she couldn't allow
Is that Cat?
How
How did he get him to drop in?
It's exactly like it.
How did he get? Yeah, I'm Cat Williams.
He's like,
Hey,
"What?
it's me, Cat Williams.
The Pip Chronicles 5. Ugh."
Now, I'll admit, I attempted a Cat Williams impression a week or two ago, and it wasn't great. I'm also not bringing it to the stage.
I'm an arena act.
See, Craig can do it.
How the fuck can I ruin your self-esteem? Self-esteem.
He's just doing generic black guy.
Now
voice.
it's just getting racist.
Is the esteem of your motherfucking self. How the fuck did I fuck it up?
Here's my Cat Williams. I ain't scared of you, motherfuckers. Yeah, so you hear he's got range. He can do Rocky.
Yep.
He can do Cat Williams. Joe really brings it all to the table and leaves it all in the field, as it were.
Yes, he does.
So, by the way, that laughter noticeably it matched up with his mic in that one for some reason.
It's weird. Weird how that works.
I would like. Could you imagine if Cat Williams does Shannon Sharp's show again, and he's like, "I got news for you, Joe Matarese."
I would love that. That would be fantastic.
Mike David was right. All right. I guess that's it, huh?
That is all.
What a show today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Action-packed. I hope you fine folks enjoyed it. Have we gotten instructions on what the HACKRIDE network is doing this afternoon?
They're doing Unboxing Eric tonight.
Okay, that's it. So go watch that. Go watch Unboxing Eric this evening, where they talk about Eric the actor. HackRideTheDemon.com. Go support our boy. And DJ ELECTRA, of course. DJ ELECTRA on YouTube. Verygoodshow.org. What can people find there? Why is that so funny?
There's a new overlay I didn't see until I just clicked it, but it's just Very Good Show with a crib.
No, that's not funny, Casey. That's a visual joke, and it's not funny.
We'll be live Wednesday.
That's you know why that is? It's symbolic in the sense that like I listen to a lot of podcasts to go to sleep. And I think Very Good Show is a good one to like they lull you into sleep. That's why the crib is there, I think.
They're doing Catch 22 right after this show, so stay in the chat.
What does that mean, stay in the chat?
The chat gets sent to that show.
Oh, much like OJ. Thank
Yes.
you, OJ.
Exactly.
It's amazing. There's never been a man as unsuccessful as I am that's had as many people be like, come on, promote me more. What do you think you're going to get out of it?
That's a great point.
like it's the Rogan bump or something.
Yeah.
No, stay in the chat. Go watch HACKRIDE after this. Maybe he'll explain why he was nurturing Craig so much. Guys, don't be mean to Craig online or HACKRIDE is going to come after you.
I wonder if there's something we're both missing.
A little grace.
Yeah.
A little grace.
I have to assume you were being sarcastic.
No, because afterward he goes, oh, shit, I thought you were mad at him. And I was like, why?
Well, anyways, go listen to Catch 22 and we'll be able to find out.
Yes, yeah, you'll get answers there. Shout out to ELECTRA, and I guess that's it.
And we have a meme transition.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Sappers clear the way. Airborne all the way.
Now, this is very interesting. Now, really, ladies, if you listen in, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide.
I hope to hear from you soon.
I am proud to own the Trumpy bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Until then, have yourself a great day, and as always,
There's no cum on my mic.
Rock on.
Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that?
I wrote it. One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on him.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right.
Stop, my belly hurts. My dad was in the military.
Can you please kindly F off, please?
If a person is on a bridge threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Okay. I hope nothing's bad happened.
Money, 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 money. Fuck, please.
Anyway, God bless America.